Richest Roots drink works for menstrual cramps and pain, migraines, fatigue, stress and tiredness, sinusitis, builds immune defense, bloating, enhances male bedroom prowess, and Richest Sorrel Roots drink works against all types of cancers and tumors, memory loss, high cholesterol, insomnia, nervous issues, flu, and many other illnesses. For your Richest Roots drink and Richest Sorrel Roots drink, contact us now via WhatsApp at 876-528-9534. Richest Roots drink and Richest Sorrel Roots drink. Richest, a true Jamaican experience.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Hey, good night, guys. Game day. Guess what? I'm filling in for Coach this evening, who's going to be at the stadium. He's going to be joining us from time to time to give us his report. But we're all here excited, ready for this game against Mexico. I see that they have the lineups out. I'm going to read that to you in a few minutes. But I just want to welcome everybody today. I want to enhance the positive vibes. Seem like everybody expecting Jamaica to do well today. So, hopefully the guys can go out there and, come back from adversity. We were on the edge of adversity. Just a game ago, the players were saying, listen, we're not going to play. It was out with wind. It was doom and gloom. But now, like a phoenix, the team is rising. So hopefully they will ascend to victory today. So let me know what you guys think, who you think will score for us today. Will it be Leon Bailey? Will it be Shamar? Will it be another brilliant free kick? So let me know. So let me get you guys the lineup, okay? I'm sure you probably have seen it already. All right, guys. So according to the CONCACAF lineup here, we're having Andre Blake in goal, Javane Brown at right back, Tope and Lowe, and then Amari Bell, Kevin Lambert, Speedy, Ravel, Junior Flemings, Leon, and Shamar. So it seems as if it's nothing unexpected there. So for Mexico, and please forgive my pronunciation, guys. Oh, I see it's here on the screen, right? But for Mexico, we have Cota in goal, Alvarez, Dominguez, Alberto Angulo, Gallardo, Chavez, Roma, Beltran, Pineda, Jimenez, and Antuna. I don't know. I see, listening early on today, people are saying it seems like it might be a more inexperienced team, but I do see some familiar names in the Mexico lineup. Like Ganardo and Pineda. I think Romo is a trouble man here. So it's no Mexican team is a team to sneeze at. So this one might lack a little bit of experience, but it's a formidable team. But along with the positive vibes, maybe we have their ticket tonight. Ricardo, I we have to wait until coach give us a rundown of how many people are actually inside of the stadium. Yeah, I doubt. Well, I'm sorry to say it. I don't know if we have 15,000. That would be nice. So when coach check in, or if anybody else have that information, you can just post it so that the rest of us could see it too. Yes, man. Best up, fresh God. So just preparing for today, actually came across article in the news in the Observer, where the title says Spartak Moscow's Nicholson spurred by memory of goal against Mexico. Right. So the article is basically, expressing the fact that Shamar is eager to get in the game today and to score another goal against Mexico. He was out there in the previous match. I don't know. It looks like he has to acclimatize to CONCACAF, right? So that maybe that first game was the acclimatization, and we will see his true scoring ability in this game. Because as we have seen, he's gone over to Russia and is continuing to hone his skills and his goal scoring prowess. So I'm actually hoping that Shamar will pull that off us today. He says, "My job is to score goals. So as always, that's what I intend to do. But overall, the guys have been showing some intensity in training and everyone is looking sharp. We're motivated and the focus is there. So we need to just go out and execute. For me, I have put a few pieces together in training where scoring is concerned, and I'll just try to turn it over in the game. So I'm looking forward to it." So we're looking forward to that too, Shamar. So hopefully Shamar will go there and score, some goals for us. Just let me just want to do a mic check here. So you guys are hearing me, right? I think I say Baggio saying respect, so I'm assuming he heard me answering his question and that you guys are hearing me loud and clear. If you can just let me know in the comment section, please. All right, Jason, respect. Big up King Jav. All right, so as we wait for the game to begin, I wanted to see and just share this with you guys again. Two positive articles in the paper today. So I spoke about Shamar and his desire to score, especially against Mexico, which of course is the giant in CONCACAF. But we also have an article here in the Observer about Ravel Morrison. And we say Ravel made a hell of a free kick in the last game. But apparently he has been showing some exquisite skills in training. And this article actually is the coach commending him raising his game. So hopefully Ravel will continue that trend tonight and control the midfield and put away any free kick that comes his way. So it says, according to Jamaica's head coach Paul Hall, former Manchester United player Ravel Morrison is the best in CONCACAF. Of course, I believe that, but I think the rest of the team needs to join him before, other people will start to agree. But let me continue. says with a number of world-class players playing for countries in the region, it is a bold statement to make, but the Reggae Boyz head coach is convinced that on this day, Morrison is untouchable. The attacking midfielder scored a wonderful free kick to give Jamaica a 1-0 lead against Suriname in their return leg Nations League match at the National Stadium last Tuesday, getting the ball up and over the wall and down into the back of the net with a whip and swerve. It was a truly world-class free kick of the highest standards. It would prove to be the catalyst for a 3-1 win for Jamaica, who had drawn with Suriname in Suriname 3 days before. Now, guys, interestingly, Mexico scored 3 goals against Suriname, and we, so it's the same scoreline, except that, of course, we conceded one. In the game against Mexico and Suriname, I kind of watched some of it, and it seemed as if Mexico did create a lot of chances, but they were not clinical. In our game, I think that it seemed to me that we didn't create as many chances, but the scoreline was the same, and I think that we are trying to come into this new Paul Hall era where we try and keep the ball possession game building up from the back, right? Let me continue with this article. It says he can do unbelievable things with the ball. So it is really key that we have Ravel Morrison in the team, and there are other world-class players around the team. Ravel is very, very different in what he does. He does the unexpected. He put the free kick, and I just knew that he would. I said he's got this, and it's in the net because he does this in training every single day. So I'm glad to have him because I wouldn't want for him to be playing against me. So we're happy with that. So this is Paul Hall speaking there. Hall thinks the other players in the squad understand the quality that Morrison brings to the table and believes that on this day, Morrison is simply unplayable. When you've got Ravel Morrison on your team, you've got a world-class player, and those boys understand that they have to work hard for that world-class player. When the world-class player is playing well and working hard at the same time, he's the best player in CONCACAF. Absolute best, hands down, Hall raved, right? So, I think I agree with Coach Hall there. If Ravel is having a good game, the team is going to have a good game. Now, we know that one of our weaknesses is in the midfield, and we all talk about not having a quality CDM. But I think Coach Hall's idea is that if you have a playmaker like Ravel who is controlling the pace and distributing the passes, acting as that link from defense to the forwards, then the need to have a CDM is lesser and lesser the more your playmaker is actually running that midfield. So of course, he's absolutely right. Ravel will be the engine of the team. So hopefully, he's ready and geared up tonight, and we'll see what he does against Mexico. Rum Blood Gaming, yeah, apparently I think King has an injury, right? So they're starting Tope. I know Tope didn't appear to do very well in Spain there. People call him Slopey. But I think amongst the players that we have at our disposal tonight, Tope would probably be one of the more experienced persons that we have in the team right now in that position. So, I don't know if we have a choice, really. There's another player who apparently a younger player from the JPL, can't recall his name now, folks, my bad, who is there, but that would be his first time playing for the national team. It would be his first, would be baptism by fire to put him out there for his first game against Mexico. But we'll see what happens in the game, right? I mean, if Tope goes out there and looks like Slopey, the coach may have no choice. But for now, Tope is going to be out there. He has the size, he has the body, he has some experience. So I haven't lost all confidence in Tope. hopefully, he will better our expectations tonight. Big up Peter Parker. Why Rum Blood? You asked if Brown and Low have extra work tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be double work because telling from the game against Suriname, Brown seemed more comfortable going forward, or kind of lacking in discipline in terms of the defensive side of his game, and he needed that extra coverage. So I think the coach switched Low onto the right side in order to give that coverage to Brown. So when you say that they have extra work, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens, because of course, if Low is out there giving coverage to Brown, then Topi is going to have to really fend for himself, right? But I have confidence. I mean, it's a team effort. And so, as I said, we're going to see, you've definitely highlighted a concern there. But he has the experience. Let's see what he does. Yes, apple cider. I think Shamar Nicholson will be in the striker role. I think he's definitely playing. It's a no-brainer. If Shamar is available, he has to play against Mexico. The truth is that we've seen Shamar shine in lesser games. Sorry, we've seen Shamar kind of fade out in lesser games, and sometimes he has actually gotten the goal into the back of the net, when we've played against Mexico. Or maybe did he score against the United States? I'm not quite sure. But, so yes, definitely if Shamar is available, we want him out there against Mexico. People talk about, Shamar being tall and the possibility of us scoring from across. Unfortunately for us, he doesn't really necessarily get a lot of service on the crosses, even though that one time he scored against Mexico, it was a kind of a head or shoulder thing going on there, but to get the ball in the back of the net. No doubt his size will be intimidating to the Mexicans, and furthermore, he has that physicality that is going to really wear on them. I mean, I'm assuming that playing in Russia, he has to have that bulk and that presence, that physicality there in that forward position to be a threat to the Mexicans. So we're gonna have to see how that works out tonight. So guys, as far as the game goes, I'm here. My feed is from Paramount. So pardon me if when it starts, because it hasn't started yet. I know usually the Paramount feed is a little bit delayed. So I might be a little bit behind you guys. I don't know if people are aware of whether it's going to be on, if they have a link for the game, right? I'm sure the moderators will try and post that in the chat, or if any of you guys have a link, right? Just feel free to post it in there. We'll highlight it, repost it, so that if there's anyone who don't have access to it, and the link is available, then you'll be able to see the game. Yeah, apple cider. I mean, I think unfortunately, I mean, let's not even go back to those days, right? Who knows why Tapa did what he did sometimes? What I will say though, in fairness to Tapa, was that we've definitely seen Shamar gotten sharper in front of goal. Has that sharpness transferred to his games to the national team? The truth is, it remains to be seen. But I have confidence that he's playing in a better league, and that sharpness will come. you know. And the thing about Shamar is he's a slow starter, but once he gets going, watch out. All right, there you go. Jason is saying that the links will be posted. All right, so just hold on. All right. All right, Brittany, I think Jason does answer that question. And Peter Parker is saying Haiti just dropped 6-love on Guyana. 12 goals in 2 matches. Jano, the Haitian them are going bad Peter Parker. Why I can't tell when last Jamaica drop a 6-love on somebody, you know. But, you know, I mean, if your opponents are a little bit soft, you can do that. Who them drop it against? Guyana. Enough said, right? Jano, me just disrespect the Guyanese man them. There you go. So real ball, I say we have a 2-second delay. Jano. Real baller. I mean, you know, over the state side and I get 2-minute delay. I don't understand them. Shouldn't we be getting it almost live with all our technology and whatever? Anyways, I guess maybe you know, they always have a 2-second delay though, apparently, whenever they're live events. So I don't know if that's some rule or something like that. I should look into that. That's interesting. Maybe not to you. Yo, big up, Jairus. Big up, big up. All right, guys. So hold on. Let me see now. I prepared something here. All right, guys. So I, you know, surfed the internet today and I came across another article that is from ESPN. The writer is a Cesar Hernandez. Kind of sound like it might be a Mexican name. I don't know for sure. But the article's title is Mexico Cruise Pass Suriname to win CONCACAF Nation League opener. Right? So it says here, Mexico kicked off their 2022 to 2023 CONCACAF Nations League campaign with a 3-love victory over Suriname on Saturday night, with goals from Israel Reyes, Henry Martin, and Eric Sanchez. Now, let me just cross-check to see if those players are on the field tonight, because for some reason I don't know that I saw those names. Let me check. So, guys, as I said, the 3 players who scored, right, against Suriname, I don't see any of them on the starting lineup for tonight. Now, what does that tell us? Does that tell us that it probably tells us what we already know, that Mexico knows, right? And even though some of us doubt it, Mexico knows that Jamaica is on a different level from Suriname. Perhaps that's what it means, that they are starting a stronger team against Jamaica. I suspect so. You know, I guess it was a home game for Mexico, right? And so, you know, I guess maybe they felt more confident at home. They're playing away to Jamaica. But I'd like to think that Mexico really has no reason to fear Suriname, and that the reason behind the change of personnel tonight is that they take Jamaica more seriously, right? It says, featuring an alternate roster in the Group A match from League A of the Nations League, held at Santos Laguna Estado Corona, El Tri, had an opportunity in the 3rd minute following a poor defensive clearance from Suriname. Reyes immediately found the back of the net with a left-footed shot. Later in the first half, winger Diego Laniez provided another chance after being fouled in the 18-yard box. Martin, stepping up to the spot, made it 2-love for manager Gerardo Tata Martino and his men after scoring the ensuing penalty. Despite the 2-love lead, chants of Fuero Tata, Tata out emerged from fans minutes before the halftime whistle. Following several underwhelming performances in the previous matches and up against Suriname team on Saturday that was ranked at number 141 by FIFA, the crowd at Estadio Corona appeared unsatisfied with Martino's squad that had issues with on-the-pitch chemistry. Things gradually improved in the second half due to substitutions and also perhaps the temperature finally dropping below 90 degrees. L3 were rejuvenated late in the game. Substitutes like Sanchez, Gimenez, Pineda, and Arsenal's academy star Marcelo Flores gave Mexico more of a threatening and dynamic edge against Suriname. Although Flores would go on to have a penalty saved in the 84th minute, the 18-year-old did well to create opportunity through a clever through ball movement beforehand. In injury time, Sanchez then cemented a 3-love result for L3 after his shot sneaked past goalkeeper Warner Hand. We needed to score more goals, that's the truth. Having a little bit better of decisive finishing, but in control of the match, I think we had a good one. Goalkeeper Carlos Acevedo said to TUDN after the final whistle. Martino, who is now just months away from his team taking part in the next World Cup, told TUDN that he isn't ready to make final decisions just yet in Qatar. None of them earn a place through a well-played game today. None of them lose a place through a poorly played game today, Martino said. Next up for Mexico in their Nations League campaign is an away match against Jamaica on June 14th. Martino and his roster will wrap up the group stage of the tournament with 2 additional games in March of 2023. Right, so as I said before, tonight is no giveaway. It's not going to be an easy game, right? But we're out there all guns blazing. Big up, sir, 1-1. Reggae Boyz night. Why 1-1? It sounds a little bit pessimistic, man. You're only giving them 5 to 10 minutes. So 1-1 says, this Mexico team is poor. We have a good front 3 and we have Ravel, so a win is possible. There goes the optimism. If Hall applies some tactics with common sense. Hall's tactics often lack common sense, so I fear the worst. All right. I guess I'll get that one. I'll take that one. Somebody said that the national anthems are playing. Let me see if I can check my feed here, guys. Just give me 1 sec, all right?
Que parece se podría meter de última. Oriol Antuna y Jiménez son los más adelantados del equipo de Martino. ¿Cómo le va, doctor?
All right, guys. So although I have this Paramount, I'm going to see here if I can, big up Chris. I'm going to see if I can get the alternate feed so that I won't have that 2-second delay. So we'll, I'm going to wait and see what happens. But I'm getting the feed right now. So I see we have some Mexican fans there in Jamaica. Welcome to the Mexican fans. I don't know how many of you have actually, probably a lot of you, but I've gone to Mexico. And whenever I've gone to Mexico, I've always, felt welcome. Of course, it's not football games. So, in the spirit of good sportsmanship, welcome, but with all due respect, I hope we're beating it tonight. All right, so we have the team huddles. Let's go, Reggae Boyz. Players look focused. It actually looks like pretty decent weather there in Jamaica. All right, let's see. All right, guys, so it looks like we have kickoff here. All right, so Mexico on the wing. Plays the ball on the inside. Guys, this is so small, this Hess thing. Hold on. So Mexico having some space there across the midfield. Switch to the right side. Square in. Bounce back in. Oh my God, no. All right, guys, that was close. What did Wunun say about the first 10 minutes? So we survived that one. That looks like a little bit lacking in sharpness there on the side of the defenders. All right, come on, guys. Again, Mexico going up the middle. Shot on goal, over the bar. This team needs to settle. Coach Hall pacing the line there, shouting some instructions, telling his team, calling out some people there. So here comes Tope. Passes the ball. Not a bad pass there. What is that? Oh my goodness. I say I'm 2 minutes behind. It seems as if we have a goal for Jamaica here. What? Goal! Guys, it's crazy. I can't believe this. Am I that far away? That far behind? So Leon Bailey, ladies and gentlemen, a brilliant header. The Mexican goalkeeper had no chance. Brilliant goal. I can't really see who squared that one into Bailey, but that was a very good goal. Was it Brown? All right. Why you say 1-1? Excellent goal. Chano. Right, guys. I am, I got to tell you, I am happy for Bailey because, over the past few games, Leon Bailey, he has showed his class on the field, but more importantly, he showed his class off the field, getting the team together, calling the minister, trying to pull the team together. He had that car accident, still turned up for the game. So, very happy for him. Good goal. Well deserved, Leon. Well deserved. All right, come Jamaica. Just settle down now. Oh my goodness. Good stop. Good stop. Was that Tope? Those long legs worked a while ago. Mexico looks like they want to come in here. All right, no goal. I agree, Wun. With our defense look very messy. Trying to get all my feeds going. I can't afford to be so far behind. All right, Jamaica looking to press here. Mexico on the move again. Good defending there by Low. Passes the ball to Bailey. Seems as if we have a free kick here. All right, guys, let's try our best to catch up with you, okay? So just give me a second. Seem like I'm still behind here. All right, somebody tell me I am at 7:10. What timestamp are you guys at? Eight. Rotted. So I'm 30 seconds behind. All right, guys. Well, I will try and come in when I can. Yeah, for real, Chris. That's crazy. Anybody else stateside almost 30 seconds behind? What? Channel off the post. Oh, that was Shamar off the post there. Tope. Whoa. $21 is Javane Brown. I'm a little bit behind, guys, so I'm just going to follow the comments, okay? So I do notice Mexico seem to be giving us a little bit more room. You know, they must be wondering what's happening. Hopefully we'll make good use of that opportunity. So it's a Mexico throw-in. Yeah, Chris, a lot of people didn't turn up. Good ball. Nice. Come on, Tope. Oh my God, I'm so way behind. What? I think Brain Drain is in a parallel universe. Yeah, man. Flemo look really sharp, man. France is doing him well. So it's a Mexico corner. They take it short. My gosh. My gosh. Yeah, superb done. So the feed from Paramount is slow and there is no sound if you're in the US. And the US HES goal feed is even slower than the feed from Paramount. So if you're stateside tonight, it's really messed up. So guys, please bear with me. So no superb down here, not the only one. Hey, Brooke, Topi big enough. You can conk him. Oh my goodness. Oh, you watch it on Telemundo, Chris. Right. Chris, does Telemundo have it online? I'm going to check that out. Yeah, don't look like I can get it. That would have to be the regular cable box. I don't have that in my office. All right, guys. So according to this thing, Mexico is now on the attack, and I am many seconds behind. Yeah, man, go on. Yo, Vibrant, can you imagine? I mean, it's so poor, yo. Judith said goal? What goal? That's not a goal. Yeah. Well, guys, at this stage of the game, I mean, Mexico is still, penetrating our defense, but we still look like we mean business in terms of our attacking. Just hopefully the guys will sharpen up the defense. All right, guys, if you see me looking up, it's because I have a TV above my head, one to my left. All of them are slow, but it appears that the one above my head is the fastest. So please pardon me. So guys, I don't know. I think I think we need to settle. The Mexicans just, we've seen this before. Mexico come at you and they wear you down, they wear you down, they wear you down until they squeeze one in on the net. So, we need to get the ball into their half and try and keep possession of the ball. I don't know. I mean, is Javi the new Alvas? Why, the old Alvas was pretty good. The new Alvas is pretty bad. This new Javian seems to be pretty, having a tested time too. I don't know. I'm certain I don't want to discourage Javian, but he's in serious danger of, being replaced if he does not improve his sharpness. Oh my goodness. Oh, you mean Javier Powell? Oh gosh, that is tragic. Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. We don't seem to, we found a little rhythm. We scored a goal there, and a little bit after that, but no, we seem a little bit disjointed and kind of shell shocked. Yeah, I mean, Fresh God, I had high hopes for Javane Brown. I heard conversation today on different shows saying that he is actually playing center back for his club and not right back. So, I mean, I don't know. We brought him in to play right back. Should we be putting him at center back? Would he be better than Topi? Him losing the ball does not inspire me with a lot of confidence. So you're right. He needs to improve. Why, guys? I am just behind seeing that chance by Mexico a while ago. I mean, where are they finding all this space? There we go. See the Mexicans with that speed of thought, that speed of play. That this is something that we need to improve. Breaking our lines, incisive pass through the defense. We need to do better because, as again I said, Mexico wear down until them get one in. Hopefully we can reassert ourselves in the game soon. Dr. Joyful, one love, Jamaica leading. It will be interesting to hear from coach when we get a chance what the reception at the stadium is. Is that Bailey's wife and child here? I'm not sure. Hopefully if we are victorious tonight, it will mean that people will get the faith and start coming back to the stadium, because we have to support the Reggae Boyz in spite of some of the nonsense that appears to be happening with the federation. Peter Parker, the man named Javane Brown, not 21. So guys, let me tell you. So I'm looking at the computer model of the game, right? And I got to tell you, according to that model, it's just wave after wave of Mexico. It says Mexico, dangerous attack. Mexico, dangerous attack. It's not a good look for us. We need to correct that. Dr. Joyful, Leon Bailey, powerful header. And then I think 2 minutes later, Leon hit the crossbar again, Dr. Joyful. So hopefully Leon will put in another one, and then Shamar can put in a third. That's if our defense can stop Mexico from this onslaught. So guys, my apologies again. The feed is late. I am not even attempting to try and narrate the game because you guys are so far ahead of me. But I will chime in when I can. Hold on. So Shane said that he's outside the stadium and can't get in the line to buy a ticket. You serious, Shane? Exactly, Jason. As a matter of fact, the man them for us fly the gate, man. So guys, did you know that basically the GFF won't be making money based on any ticket sales? The GFF actually does not own the stadium either. And really and truly, hold on. Right. The stadium foundation is actually giving the JDF support by allowing them to play the games. So the truth is, at this point, why not just if people are turning up for the game, don't keep them outside, man. Just fly the gate. Nobody not gonna make no money, but the team needs the support. Yes, brain drain. You know, you can rely on the captain for that, right? He's an excellent shot blocker. All right. Like some. Anyways, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. One sec, guys. All right, guys. Let's say Shamar coming all the way back doing some defending here. That's a good sign. Where's Jason? Him can collect the ball outside. All right, guys. I cannot, seeing here like Jamaica is trying to close those gaps. But again, Mexico is still finding ways to penetrate this defense, and we cannot sit on our laurels and decide to defend for the rest of the game. We have to assert ourselves and get control of the game. You know, Peter Parker, that's a tactic that Mexico do, you know. Them shoot from the outside, and then all of a sudden, it's a cheeky ball from the inside. You know? Superb done. The answer to that question is probably not. Superb done. All right, I'm gonna make you call him number 21. Cool. Chris, what kind of motivation Javier needs, star? No, man. really look like, I don't want to disrespect him, but sometimes him look like him look very young and inexperienced out there, but he's a professional, so I don't understand. So, guys, we are 30 minutes into the game. Jamaica leading 1-0 for anybody who just joined in. A brilliant goal by Leon Bailey. Across there, I'm not quite sure who crossed the ball to him, but it was a very good goal. He spanked the goalpost. Minutes later, unfortunately, didn't go in. Since that time, Mexico is trying to equalize. We're struggling in defense, but so far we've been lucky. So, guys, actually, we see some people coming into the stadium. So maybe Shane actually get inside now. Shane, if you're watching and you get in, just send me a link now so we can know say you get your ticket and you get inside. All right. So you can tell us what's going on, what's the mood of the spectators in the stadium with you. Right. You just give us a shout out. So, guys, in the Suriname game, Javian Brown was having problems too. In that game, the coach shifted Damian Lowe to the right to give him some support. So my question is that not helping now? I guess obviously not. But assuming that Javian Brown stays on the field, what other tactical change can the coach make in order to stop the offense from the right-hand side by Mexico? But Garvin, who we're going to put on as right back? All right, Garvin. Let's see. Let's see if Thomas can do a better job. So, one of the things, guys, is that one of the things that we could do that needs to be done is to try and get the ball to Shamar so he can hold up some play or something, because as I said before, it is unfortunately turning into long ball. Mexico regain possession, reset the attack, and then we cost out Javian Brown again. So, I think Paul Hall need to talk to his staff and shout out some more instructions to the team, right? So we can preserve our lead. All right, guys, just give me a sec. Okay, so I missed that one. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Nia, how you doing?
Right, Bailey almost get another chance there.
Nia, can you hear me?
Hey, guess what, guys? I am just seeing this. That is how far behind I am.
Nia, can you hear me?
Oh, nice curl on that one, Bailey.
No, I'm in the chat. Nia, you can't hear me?
Wayfair has everything I need to make my home totally me.
Can you guys in the chat hear me? Oh, you hear me? So Nia can't hear me, but you guys can hear me, which is good.
So was Bailey supposed to lay that one off for Shamar though?
Neo, can you hear me? Apparently not.
My cranky.
Neo, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Neo can't hear me, but I'm sure people in the chat can hear me. I think people in the chat say they can hear me, but I don't think Neo can hear me.
Yes, Michael, I think I'm deaf. I don't know what's going on with my setup tonight.
I don't want to commentate over Neo. Neo, we need to align. All right, so people in the chat can't hear me. Is that who got the yellow card? Is that Topi? I thought he had a yellow already. Oh, or is it the player dive? The Mexican player dive. Maybe that's what it is. He dived and got a yellow. Neo can't hear me.
Cranky, I'm hearing you now.
Okay, you can hear me. Good. Oh, that was Bell with the player. So, what's your thoughts on the first half so far, Neo?
You know, as I said before, we got that goal. For about 5 minutes after the goal, we looked competent. But ever since then, it's been a constant onslaught by Mexico. And the truth is, we've been living by luck. We need to reassert ourselves and get control of the game again because, you know, Mexico will wear it down and then they get a lucky one in.
Yeah, so the way I see it is that if you're going to press, press. If you're not going to press, then make a decision and play deep and play counter-attacking football. You can't have it both ways. And right now we're trying to have it both ways. We're doing this half-hearted press. They get to play behind us. They're playing their wide players wide. The kid on the right side, the right back, playing against Bell is always open because Flemo is not going over to cover him, and Bell is in no man's land. I'm not sure what our pass was. If I assess the first half, Lambert, I'm not sure what Lambert is doing. Seems like he's been nervous all game. Javane Brown, as I've said numerous times, he's not ready. He's been beyond awful in the first half. Ravel is not in the game enough. I think our defense is trying really hard. If you play Mexico, you got to make your mind up. Either you're going to play them high up, because they're very good on the ball, very good control, comfortable on the ball. Or if you're going to press, you got to press them hard enough where you're in their faces and the ball is not getting behind your first line of defense. So then you're always trying to catch up.
Right.
And I'm not sure exactly what we're doing. We don't seem to be pressing, and we don't seem to be playing deeper.
Yeah, and I mean, the question is, you know, as a coach on the sidelines, do you shout instructions? Do you hope we see out the half without getting without them getting an equalizer?
There's no way if I'm the coach, Javin Brown is on the field. Either the start and or after he played the first 20 minutes. No way.
Yeah.
I think Nicholson and Bailey are doing really well, actually. Nicholson looked like he turned up today, unlike the last game. I think both he and Bailey have come to play today. Maybe it's the level of the competition. They're doing really well. But also, when they get the ball up, they don't have any help.
That's
right.
The
last two attacks we had, Bailey had the ball. He had no help. He had taken the man one-on-one. Nicholson want to get one in this situation. It's the same thing a while ago. Yeah. You have to have options. So the defense have to make a decision. Either they come to you for the ball or they have to go to your teammate. And we don't have that. So all they have to do is crowd you out. And then you turn the ball over. So we have a corner to Jamaica with 39 minutes and 51 seconds in. Nia, you may be a little bit. Nia, are you on Univision?
No, actually, I'm trying to watch it on Paramount, but Paramount is behind. Hess Goal is behind, and I don't have in my office here access to the Reggae.
Yeah, I know. I left my office and came to my living room to watch it because if I went in my office, I gotta watch it on my monitor, and it doesn't. It's gonna be on streaming. I don't want to stream.
Yeah, man. So if you have it live on everything, just I'll chime in. But
Yeah,
I
Mexico should have scored in the first minute. The
yeah,
kid missed a sitter, and
yeah,
that's because Javier Brown has no idea where he was. He's marking the man inside that his center half has, for he glances where he is and try to see where he is.
yeah.
So, okay,
It's
look,
it's
Clem has the ball, has no pass. Go
it's
wide, go
absolutely
wide. Come on, Speedy. Look around before you get the ball. Look before you get the ball, Speedy. Ball is into Topi. Topi, no pressure. Play the ball back to low, looking for a pass. Nobody's going towards him, so he plays it deep to Flemo. Flemo to Bailey, trying to go behind. He got fouled. Foul against Mexico. Should be a yellow card referee. CONCACAF referees don't give yellow card, it seems. You have to hurt the player before they give a yellow card. If you're going to block the player so he can go behind and get behind you, then that should be a yellow card.
these CONCACAF referees.
Yeah, there are two fouls. One, Flemo got fouled and Bailey got fouled.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy because a guy like him elbow Bailey right in the face.
Yeah. So they get away with a lot against us. We're much more physical than they are, and yet if we play them hard, we get yellows and reds, and they can do the same thing.
I think that we're gonna have to tell our guys that they need some acting lessons.
No, we just gotta hit them hard and hit them without getting cards. Play them physical the same way they're playing us physical, but do it in a very subtle way.
Well, Mexico
Um,
is not subtle, but
Look like we have a water break.
if you touch
Rafael need to get in the
Mexico,
game more. Actually,
yeah,
I would love to see the possession stats. When we have the ball, so when Javane Brown had the ball, even though Javane is not playing well, Bell has the ball. There is no one to pass the ball to. My two midfielders, my Speedy and Lambert, should be presenting themselves in a position to get the ball. They're not doing that. You should have three passes when you get the ball. You can either go back, you go inside, you go down the wing. Those options are not being created.
is
So
that
therefore, what you're going to do is you have to go down the wing because there's nothing inside, and that's a 50-50 ball most times because they're playing you close to the line.
is that because they don't trust Lambert?
Not because my midfielder don't want the ball. They're hiding.
Yeah,
Go get the ball. And when you get it, you're going to have options because you can go, if we play triangles, you go left, right, or up the field, or go back. You have four passes. When you're on the sideline, you only have three passes. In the middle of the field, you have four passes, maybe even five. We're not creating those options.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
Look when they have the ball, how they move the ball upfield. Ball to Nicholson. Oh, offside. How can it be offside? That was a foul. What are you calling? A foul on Nicholson? I'm not sure what that was. Couldn't be offside. He was in front of the defense. If you just joined us, we are watching the game between Jamaica and Mexico. Jamaica leading by 1-0. Goal in the first half by Leon Bailey. And I know it's going to beat Bailey enough, so I'm glad him scored today, so we can shut up.
Yeah,
It's about time.
I want to acknowledge Brain Drain though, cause you're right, Brain Drain. I know I have some sound from Paramount. So good looking. Big up Tio Nero. And Tio Nero, you have a good point there. That's how we scored, right? Across the Bailey.
Yeah,
So
Conroy Williams, the game is on Univision in the States. And if you have EPN, I'm not sure if you have people in the States, you can watch it on, or HESGO, or Paramount. Paramount is a paid stream service. Univision is free if you're in North America. And you can also, I think, watch it on HESGO, but those may be a little bit delayed in terms of the feed.
yeah,
Mexico has the ball in the middle of the park looking for a pass. Ball played down to number 16, goes out wide as normally do. He's going to try to go down the wing by you. He cut back inside, crosses the ball. Keeper should have that. Collected by Blake. Looking for somebody to give the ball to, holding the ball. We're in the 44th minute, going into 45th. Jamaica leading Mexico by 1-0. Bailey with a long kick out, Blake with a long kick out, looking for Bailey, ball out of bounds. Those are waste. Can't afford to waste the ball. We have 2 minutes. The fourth referee official just put the sign up that we have 2 minutes extra time at halftime. Mexico got the ball deep in their own half, playing outside their 18. Jamaica with a half-hearted press. I would call it the old man's press. Ravel comes in, tackle from behind. Good pressure by Ravel. Referee didn't call a foul. That was a foul. Referee didn't call it. Mexican players number 40 is not happy. Mexico beat our passive press pretty easily, actually. Just playing the ball around, looking for opportunities to probably go forward.
Hey, Algie, what you talking about?
I'm not sure if Mexico is playing for halftime or not. They're just playing the ball in their own half. Maybe they're trying to go over the top eventually. Ravel is not pressing him. You can't give the player with the ball a ton of time to pass unless you're marked up really well late downfield. Mexico just over the Jamaican half with the ball.
Obito, I don't know.
Inside.
No goal.
Mexico playing the ball around, trying to draw us out, actually. I think they're trying to draw us out. They're just playing the ball slowly, walking it up the field, trying to get us moving around so they can create angles and space to get behind us. And we should just be smart and stay deeper, just jog around, do what they're doing. See, now they're making the foot. Rambert with a foul. I wonder if he's going to get a yellow on that. I'm sure he's going to give him a yellow because the player's going to roll around like he's been really injured.
And that's why I said the Mexicans are very good at acting.
We have about 15 seconds left in the first half. See, here's the thing. Here's the difference between us and Mexico. When you play the ball into the Mexican midfielders, they dip their shoulder and they move and get behind you. Speedy or Lambert haven't done that one time in the game. They haven't gone forward, fake upfield. McGee does that pretty well, by the way, and turn. So then the defense is scrambling to recover. All we do is we get it. It's hot potato. We get rid of it as quickly, play it back to our defenders, or boot the ball upfield. We don't have the confidence on the ball to create space. Yes.
Yeah, look like them equalize.
Yep, they did equalize.
That is so unfortunate.
Univision is slow. Right at halftime, by the way. In fact, it was over halftime. Actually, it was over halftime. How can a 5'4" Mexican outjump my defense? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's poor defending. I'm not sure. Univision feed must be slow. This is not a feed.
Yo, all of the feeds stateside are slow tonight. All of them. You know, actually,
that's a bad goal to give up on the stroke of halftime.
Yes, Blake. I really believe Blake could have done better with that one. I'm not very. Am I critical?
Yeah, he could have done better. Actually, if he used his right foot, he would have saved it. Let me see this again. In fact, you know what happened? Here's what happened, guys. He's positioned wrong in the goal.
Yeah.
He's not in the middle of the goal. He's to the left. His poor positioning cost him. Because the ball wasn't in the corner, it was just barely to his right of the midfield of the goal. So his poor positioning, there's no way on a header that's coming from the angle you're not in the middle of your goal.
Yeah.
He's more to the left, so therefore he had to scramble more to his right. And even though it was a good header, that shouldn't have scored. His poor positioning cost him that.
Yeah.
That's poor, actually. In fact, it was more than the 2 minutes, actually. Let me see, they allowed a kick. But that's where Lambert, to me, we keep talking about this all the time, guys, around level that players play at. And there are certain players in the Jamaica team are not at the right level. Lambert is not the right level. I know you guys like to beat me when I say these things sometimes. I don't really care. And also, Javane Brown is not the right level. I like Speedy. I think Speedy plays well. Could be better defensively. I think Flemo has made much progress. Maybe France is working out for him. Bailey looks good tonight. Nicholson looks good. But it's very obvious to me that Lambert is just taking up space in the middle. And Javane Brown is not at the right level.
You know, what's interesting here is that the statistics on the CONCACAF website actually says that Mexico has 58% ball possession and Jamaica has 42%. That's interesting because it don't look that way. It looks like Mexico has way more possession than we do.
So here's the issue. Mexico has possession in more dangerous areas, right? So they have about 20% more possession than we do. But they have the possession midfield. Hey, coach, how you doing?
Welcome, coach.
Yeah, man, boy, it was disappointing uh, to see that goal go in the back at
Very
such a crucial
disappointing.
point. Big up to Neo and Cranky. Big up to everybody in the chat. Trust me, it, it was very disappointing. And I think the team played well in patches. The middle part for me, I think we have a big issue there with Lambert. His movement, I believe, is poor. At one point, every time the ball is supposed to be played to the man them bend down, I put on them socks.
Coach. Lambert and Javane Brown. Sorry, coach, they're not ready.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
different level, coach, and they're not ready. I'm gonna keep what nobody wants to say. I'm gonna beat them. They're not at the right level, coach.
Plus then Javian Brown, boy man,
Javane Brown has been at the right level since he came to the team, coach. It's not the first time. This is
huh?
continuous with Javane Brown. Last game, he was being run ragged by Suriname.
I don't know. Somebody,
But we were a bit unlucky. We should have scored 2 goals. The ball hit the crossbar, so we were a bit unlucky in the first half there. But the team is not playing by me, Cranky. It's just pieces. I think not playing their role as supposed.
Coach, you have 10 people on the field playing for you. If 2 people are doing their jobs, that's a problem against a ball possession team. And that's what we're seeing. To me, Javane Brown and Lambert are not in the game. You know where that free kick came from? Lambert defending his goal, overplaying, the man beat him. He can't beat you there. You can't go nowhere if you're behind him. You're trying to pressure without thinking about him going behind you that create that free kick. So you
yeah.
always have to assess where something originates from. He shouldn't have gotten beaten there. We almost at halftime. Just stay behind the man. Where are you going? He dipped his shoulder, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, coach,
Just one of them things.
coach,
Yeah,
how many?
go ahead.
What's the crowd like at the stadium? Because we had somebody in the chat saying that they were actually waiting to get inside.
Waiting to get inside. It's not a result of overflow, but I mean, it has been the best I've seen it since I've been coming to the games. Trust me, it's the best I've seen it. Over by the bleachers, and the banner is up and running. JFF admin out, that banner is up and running. So it's better than before, but it's not what I am used to in terms of crowd, where the national stadium games are concerned. But it's better than before.
So, coach, you
And
said
from
they're
what I
unlucky.
heard, this crowd is even better
You're breaking up, coach.
than
Signal thing. Coach, you're breaking up. Can't hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like he froze.
Right. Well, I mean, from even on the, from the feed, it does appear that there are more people there.
Yeah.
I think one of the differences.
and up to 3G.
One of the
All right,
differences.
you hearing me now?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you mean 3G,
Right.
coach?
I
3G
was
is about 5 years ago. What do you mean 3G?
so that me say my phone dropped from 5G to 3G.
Oh, okay.
This Spanish signal, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the crowd is better. From what I heard, Manning fan said, boy, that crowd look nicer than last week, significantly better than last week. So
Yeah.
obviously, the game would have caused them to,
So,
come
coach,
out and give the boys support. Yes, Neil.
so let me ask, coach, is the improvement in crowd attributed to the protesters? I mean, I take it either
No,
way.
I don't know where. I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't. It has nothing to do with that.
Just had to ask.
You understand?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna read a comment here. Brain Drain, whose brain is actually
Very
drained,
difficult.
says Jabin Brown had so much promise a few months ago. Promise for what, Brain Drain? I have no idea what you're talking about. He
Yeah, man,
didn't have any
Lambert is
promise.
very poor. I hope that they can talk to him and him improve. The thing when me eat still in a bedroom. Every time the man present himself about
Coach, you freeze again, coach.
Yeah, but everybody could finish that sentence. Every time him supposed to present himself for the ball, him try to.
Neil, the
Yes.
first two ball he touched were 5 yard pass to Speedy. They never got to Speedy.
Yeah. I was just
He
about
gave
to
you,
comment on that.
yeah. He gave. Look, I don't know who you put in. I'm just thinking about who's on the bench. But maybe you change the team up.
Yeah.
I don't think Lambert and Jabin Brown should be on the field.
I
I don't
mean,
know
I
if you
think
go three in the back and try something different, but I don't see how you have players on the bench. You
I
must have
think it's,
confidence in them. They can't be any worse. I don't. It's not possible.
it says here that Mexico is almost 20 points ahead of us, percentage points in terms of passing accuracy, right? You know, so we have a lot of incomplete passes, turnovers in the midfield, and like I said, I mean, uh, you know, the midfielders really, I don't know, it's
Yeah,
not.
here's what I don't understand with coaches. So you're watching a game and you see a clear deficiency in a player, and so that player is not an attribute or an asset. They're basically a liability, and you still don't adjust. Now, the last game he adjusted by putting Low on the right and move King to the left to adjust and try to compensate for the attack by Suriname. You don't have that luxury this time because Mexico has competent players in almost every single position, right? Young, quick, skillful, comfortable on the ball. So you have to change the player this time. You can't you have to change the player. I don't know what
Is
you do, coach. Maybe you go three at the back, but you got to change the player.
is Maggie available? I know Brain Drain will love this one.
Maggie is available. I actually think, I know the view may be that, you know what? I need more defensive presence on the field. But in this game, you're not getting the defensive presence. So you might as well put Maggie on, drop Rebel back. And then you have more competence on the ball deep
There
because
you
he's going to
go.
be more comfortable. Not as good defensively. Well, Lambert is not being good anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Right,
But at least you
but
can keep the ball better and get it to McGee, who can keep the ball, right? So
right,
you have more ability to keep the ball. And to me, defensively, it doesn't make much of a difference.
right, because
Sorry, coach, you're back, coach.
yeah. I
Ravel
don't
will
know
try.
what's happening here, but you had asked a question, Neil. You got the answer?
I always ask so many questions. Yes, I think I asked if the crowd was related to the protesters, and you said no, you don't think so. And I think we're talking about the fact that Lambert seems to be hiding from the ball, and we were just saying, Cranky and I, that it would be an interesting change to bring on Maggie, let Ravel drop back so he can do the transition between defense and midfield, and have Maggie play the
Yeah.
role that Ravel was playing, because at least that way, assuming if it works out, we'll have more possession of the ball and just stop the relentless attack by Mexico.
The way we're
Yeah,
playing
definitely.
now, the only way the ball gets to Ravel is through the middle of the park because he's playing inside of Flemel and inside of Bailey, and we don't have the lanes to get him the ball. So what you have to do is put him deeper so he can pick the ball up from the defense. We're trying to get it from Speedy because Speedy plays back all the time, and Lambert is not in the game to give him the ball. So he's starved for service. And you need your best ball handler to be able to get the ball. So put him deeper so
I'm
he can
gonna
pick the
I'm
ball up
gonna
from the defense
exit
and
the
make the
internet
passes.
now workout, yeah?
All right,
Okay,
coach.
good.
I'm gonna exit the internet now work at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
And
Someone saying we have Aaron's on the bench, but Aaron's can be worse than I told someone the other day, which is I put Aaron's at right back, even though he's a left footer. He can't be worse than Javier Brown. It's impossible.
right. Well, I mean, there's that option as well.
I
I
mean,
think,
Trippier does that for England. Trippier plays left back when he's a right footer for England.
right.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I think that when I look at Javian, I think that Javian, I don't know if he's lacking the skill set, but he seems to be lacking the awareness necessary to be in that position, because he seems caught out of position all the time, ball watching, not, so I mean, perhaps you're right. Even putting a left footer there might be a better option than having him remain.
So here's my thing, Neil. It's about levels. That's all I'll say. It's about levels. He's not at this level. He's just
So we
not.
have I think by Rob Smith.
Yeah, I mean the first ball that came across where he didn't glance, he's marking the man going inside to his center half. Right? He didn't call his center half and say, man behind you, you mark him and look over my shoulder. He hasn't looked yet.
Right.
The ball came over and got headed over. He hasn't looked yet. I mean, there's some basic fundamental defensive stuff he should be doing. He doesn't do. And when he gets the ball, it's a hot potato.
Right. And he's not communicating with his center backs.
Yeah, part of it is his fault. Part of it is the midfield fault because Lambert and Speedy are not putting themselves in a position to bail him out when he needs to be bailed out, right? So when you get the ball like he's on the sideline becomes a defender for you. You have nowhere to go to the right. You can go up to Bailey, you can go inside, there's no inside pass. So you can only go back to low, and when they're pressing, that becomes harder.
Right.
I'm not sure why. I hope Paul Hall at halftime is imploring to them the need to make some decisions. Paul Hall, you're gonna press. If you don't think you have the stamina to press, then don't press. Play deeper.
Right.
Stay up by your half line. Don't go way past your half line. Go press them and create the gaps between the different segments of the field. Stay more on your half line. Let them come to you and then try to counter with Bailey and Nicholson and Fleming.
Yeah, and I think it's an interesting comment there by the previous comment where they're saying, well, Mexico has a system, so we can talk about changing players all we want. There is some truth to that, and hopefully the coach will, because that's what I'm saying, that Javian seems out of position, out of sync. I don't know if the coach can speak to him because in the last game against Suriname, his second half was better than his first half. Maybe the coach gave him an earful at halftime. So it'll be interesting to see if the same thing happens in this game. In any event, though, we've lost the advantage. So it has to happen if we're going to win this game tonight.
I have a friend who used to say, levels, man, levels. He's not at the right level. I'm sorry. I don't care how much he wants to do. He's not. I've watched him enough to say he's got to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to play better. And by the way, people talking about systems. System doesn't make me control the ball. System doesn't make me beat a man. System doesn't make me control the ball. Don't mean that systems are not important, but it's your comfort with that ball, where the ball becomes your baby and you can play with it and you're comfortable in it. It's also, I would agree, how the players around you position themselves to receive the ball and giving you options to get the ball to them. We're not giving our teammates options when we're playing. We're just playing.
Yeah, and we are definitely, we might be faster over 100 meter, but our speed of thought is like my feed, 10 seconds behind Mexico. We really need to improve our concentration.
I see Rabbit is trying to motivate the team, both he and Blake. I will say Blake has to take some responsibility for that goal.
Absolutely.
As an experienced goalkeeper, the first thing you should be doing is feeding your post actor. Where's my post? In fact, you don't need to feed your post. It's a cross coming in. You're in the middle of the goal. You don't cheat. Because if you're cheating over to the left, when the ball is coming across, it's going to be head back across you. I don't know if he was cheating, but he was not in the middle of the goal.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely does deserve, some of the blame there. Also, though, Cranky, your first statement was right. Why is a 5'3" Mexican out jumping and heading the ball into our goal when we have?
But here's the thing on that. So he was before the defender. As a defender, you have to put pressure on the header of the ball. You either nudge them with your body, right? You're jumping with them, you're nudging them, throwing them off balance. Nobody touched him.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I think Blake bears some responsibility. I'm trying to see if there's any comments here that warrants being talked about, but I don't see any.
Well, it appears as if Javian is taking the field again on the second half. I mean, rarely do the coaches change in the locker room. If there's going to be a change, presumably it would be in the first 15 minutes of the first half. But again, guys, last game against Suriname, he improved in the second half. Maybe Paul Hall will gave him another mouthful, reminding him of his role, made some adjustments. Let's see if he improves. But then and again, it's going to be important to do that adjustment quickly because we've lost the advantage. If we want to win the game, we have to really come out looking competent again.
So now I have a question for you.
Mhm.
If you have to jump 6 foot to get over a puddle of water, not to get wet, right? But you can only jump 5'10". You think you can make it?
Well, I might get a little bit wet.
No, you'll get wet. You'll get wet. So the coach can't tell the Javier Brown all he want.
Oh my
No difference.
goodness.
No difference. You can't do what you can do. Not to
You
knock
know,
the kid. I mean, he's young,
mm,
and he's athletic, but the footballing skill set needs work. Needs a lot of work. So we're trying to press. But game is already restarted for the second half.
yes.
Mexico with the ball deep in their own half, doing the same thing, drawing us up. Look how the Mexicans present themselves. They have 2 passes at every single goal. They have 2 passes. They're moving into space to get the ball. When we get the ball, we're not like that. Our movement off the ball, we're slow when we get it. We're slow. We're deliberate. Yeah.
Yeah,
And they have the skill to beat us.
Cranky, what is crazy is that when Ravel gets the ball, you can see that Ravel, as the ball is coming to him, is thinking of his passing options.
Yes.
The rest of the players, when they get the ball, then after they get the ball, they hold their head up and they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. But by that time, Mexico is on the other guy or on them. So, they really need to up their game when it comes to the speed of thought. I mean, yes, the player should be moving into space, but as the ball is coming to you, you should be glimpsing the field, looking who is where, looking at the spaces as well. So
But no, the first thing about Paul to you, Neil, the first thing you do, you glance.
yeah,
You got to know where you are, right? You glance to
right.
figure where you are. Then you figure out, you know what? When I get the ball, I know what I'm going to do with it. You have to glance to know where you are. Do I carry it? Do I pass it? Do I have to see the player coming to me? You got to figure out where you are.
Exactly.
Our midfielder just, I don't know. I like Speedy. I think Speedy has ability. I think he's got to learn to fake downfield and go upfield sometimes. He doesn't do that enough.
Right.
But he's sort of a safe pair of hands. I don't see that in Lambert.
Right, well, says we're on the attack.
Jamaica has the ball with Topi looking for a pass. Trying to go deep to Bell.
Free kick to Mexico.
Free kick to Mexico. The referee's giving yellow card to Bell, thinking he elbowed the player. I think they just jumped for the ball. I don't. We seem to. Don't we have any referees in the Caribbean, English-speaking Caribbean? Like all we get are Latin American referees who are awful. Like awful. If you touch a player from Mexico or Honduras, Costa Rica, whatever it is, they lie down and the referee blow whistle. Like, you know what? If you're not physically strong enough, don't jump. Look at this. Well,
Right.
he elbowed him. He elbowed him this time. I'll say he elbowed him. It
Yeah,
wasn't deliberate, but he put his hand out. Yeah, I don't know. Bell didn't realize he was. But you can't jump with your hands at your side. Yeah.
I still think that if they foul us, we need to roll over, do a pooper lick, hold our eyes, our head, and just pretend this. I'm sorry. I think the Mexicans get into the referee's head too.
Yeah, Campador man is saying Speed is a liability. I don't think Speed is a liability. I mean, his defensive work is not great, but I think when he gets the ball, he's not turning the ball over, so I wouldn't call him a liability.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever think of Speedy as a liability. Speedy is he's going to always be competent at a level. Should he be doing better? Maybe, but never a liability, not in my book.
Yeah, that first half goal we gave up was just tragic, frankly. That should never happen. Paul Hall is eating gum. He looks nervous. We're in the 48th minute, almost 49th minute, game between Jamaica and Mexico. Mexico tied at 1. Jamaica scored very early, headed by Bailey. Mexico scored a stroke of halftime. Ravel with the ball being fouled. Jamaica had the ball halfway line. Ravel got the ball shielded, got fouled. We gotta get Ravel in more dangerous positions in the game.
Yeah, Again, I hope the coach makes some changes here.
When we have the ball, we're so rushed. It's amazing when they have the ball, they have all day to play. When we get it, we are very rushed. Ravel is just a brilliant footballer, I must admit. Bailey with the ball dribbling, trying to beat 1, 2, 3, 4 man, turn the ball over. And Mexico now trying to go long, but pass over hit. Ball's into Blake. Blake plays it out to Low. Low to Lambert. Lambert turns looking for a pass, goes deep. Over the top, good ball to Bailey. Too long, good attempt. Out of bounds, goal kick to Mexico.
Way behind you guys.
I'm at the 50th minute.
That's where I'm at too, actually.
I think it was Formula who asked a question at the press conference about the kid. What's his name? Anderson, that plays for Lazio, but is on loan in the Eredivisie. And I think Paul Hall's political comment was because we're talking about the right back position, and he's looking. Ball to Nicholson. Nicholson scored. Chris get the ball. Oh, brilliant ball from Bailey to Nicholson. Chipped it. Needed more power on the shot. Played over by the Mexicans. That actually been a goal. If Nicholson had put more power on that shot, he would have scored. Corner to Jamaica. That ball was brilliant ball by Bailey White to Nicholson.
Gosh.
He tried to chip it over. Needed a little more power in the ball.
I'm just seeing it now.
Off the line by the Mexicans.
Oh, that hurt.
Corner to Jamaica by look like Flemo. Poor corner to Ravel. And who made that kick? Someone shot, went over the bar. Can't see the player. Speedy. That's Speedy's second shot. That both gone for field goals. And the point I was making that Paul Hall says he's been looking at about 8 right backs. So we'll see if he bring in a couple in the next.
I've been asking Cranky, who has Paul Hall recruited since he's been on the job? Can you name one player?
I don't know if he. I don't know. I don't think so. I know he said he's been talking to a lot of players. That's what he said.
Me too.
I can't recall any players recruited. I know he's talking about Amari Hutchinson, but he didn't recruit Amari. Somebody else did. Devon did, I think.
There you go. So again, if Devon is doing it, what's the hold up with the coach?
So when Mexico press, guys, if you notice the game, when Mexico press us, because they know we're not good on the ball, there's much more vigor in their press. See a while ago, our defense. Jermaine, bro, come off the field. Our defense. Sorry. You make me upset. Come off the field.
If you don't
come off the field. Their defense, when they press us, it's with vigor. They're cutting off all the angles. They press as a team. We press half-heartedly. There's no organization to our press. Mexico with the ball, trying to go deep over the top. Play out that wide with a brilliant back heel by the Mexicans. Cross, good stop by Lowe. And I don't know what Lowe was doing. He had the ball, played the ball in the box for a corner. He played the ball, hit the Mexican, and ran him over. And then says you have no idea what happened. So the player crossed the ball. Lowe stopped it. He needs to just get rid of the ball. He tried to play the ball. I'm not sure what he was doing. And then he blocked the player. I don't think they're going to give a yellow for that or anything, but that wasn't smart of Lowe. He's trying to play the ball through the man's body. It doesn't work.
You see the simulation by the Mexican player, though.
Yeah, I mean he did touch him, but yeah, that's what they do, right? They're trying to get the referees sympathy, and he'll get a card or get a penalty or something. We're more athletic, but we're not fitter than they are, which is interesting. Poor header. So with the ball to Flemo. Flemo looking for a pass. Flemo trying to beat. I don't know what Flemo is trying to do.
Yeah, man,
Flemo's always trying to beat 3 people at once before he just lays the ball off. If you're running with the ball, unless you can dip your shoulder, and make sure the ball go past them. Look for the pass before you get to the ball. Ravel does that all the time and does it well. He's trying to turn on two people and he's always turning the ball over.
Looking to shine.
Flemo plays the ball to Bell. Bell looking for a pass. Doesn't have a played it to Lambert. Lambert to Nicholson. Nicholson turns. Plays the ball out of bounds. That's a good idea.
Yeah, Obito, deal with Alger for me now.
Mexico with the ball. Now look when Mexico has the ball, how much time they have, guys. If you're watching the game, you're in the chat. Look when they have the ball. They have zero pressure. Look when we have the ball, how much pressure we are under. They give us no comfort on the ball. They have the ball, they have time. So now we're trying to press them. They're gonna just play back. See, he's not even feeling pressure. He didn't even go back to his keeper like we always do. Now Ravel, good play. Ravel got fouled, referee. Ball to Nicholson. Nicholson looking for a pass. Ball to Bailey. Bailey. Oh no! What happened? Offside. Okay, that's not good. That was a good build up. Good press by Jamaica. Ravel got the ball off the Mexican center half to Nicholson. Nicholson trying to play Bailey in behind and looked like it was I'm not sure if it was an offside or a foul. Not clear on that actually.
That is like
he's offside. He was offside. Yes, he was offside.
Barely.
But the question is, if the defender touched the ball, is that an offside? But he was in an offside position when the ball was passed. So
I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. Barely.
No, he was offside. They showed you the line. If you look at it, he was in offside position. So therefore, the ball is passing his direction, even though the defender touched it.
He was offside. Bad angle. So hold on now.
Ravel is the one doing all the high pressing. That's Nicholson's press right there. That should be Nicholson pressing where Ravel is pressing, and Ravel should be taking the number 7.
Can somebody tell me what the hell was wrong with the goalkeeper?
He won the rest.
I mean, and the referee go over there to hush him.
Mexico with the ball, plays it out wide. We're trying to press. Good move, Lambert. Very good tackle in the midfield. Goal kick to Mexico. And Lambert looked like he hurt himself in the process. He went in for a very hard tackle and looked like he stretched something.
Wow.
He's up, but I don't know. So why were you down, Lambert? Do you have a cramp or something? We're in the 57th minute, Jamaica versus Mexico at the National Stadium, or the office. Hasn't been our office of late. It's been the opposition office, but all right. The office in Jamaica. Jamaica and Mexico tied up 1. Ball to Ravel. Ravel headed down to Lambert. Lambert played over to Nicholson. Nicholson tried to find Bailey. Mexico with a counter attack. And Lowe with a wild man 1940s tackle. And he got a yellow. Lowe and his wild self has come back against Mexico. In the first half, he made a wild rush and the player just beat him with ease. He doesn't run to the player and then jockey to see what the player's going to do. He just went in like somebody out of control, like a runaway car.
I'm just seeing it
all the time.
I'm just seeing it now.
And the man went between his legs. If he went up Neo and jockey, he's quicker than him. You went on jockey and turn. Let him go. Force him to go to his outside wide.
That's exactly right. Don't go to ground.
He's running to the man. Not sure unless the only way you do that if you're sure you're gonna win the ball.
And not only that, I mean, at least we saw number 21 trucking back. But
he doesn't learn because the first half, even in the first half in the right corner side when he ran to the player, and the player just turned him and he he was out of position, got beaten. I'm not sure why you don't learn from those situations.
It's unfortunate though because
come on, Nicholson, present yourself to get the ball. If the man is going on, no, don't tell him inside. You go with the ball outside and go get the ball. You're pointing inside when there's no pass inside. You got to go down the line where the space is. You're running like somebody's out of shape. You just came from Russia. You should be fit. Look at Rabbit is running all game, and Nicholson is walking. Jamaica is pressing higher more and more. Ball with Bailey on the left. Bailey looking for a pass. Try across to Ravel. Ravel controls in the box, looking for a pass, don't have one. Turn his man. Great vert. Oh, try to cross it. Ball deflected into the keeper's arm. I think we are pressing much higher with more vigor in the second half. especially Ravel actually, and the midfielders are coming up more.
I mean, Ravel is something else, you know. Ravel
That is what you call a baller.
for real.
Hope you hearing about it. Mexico with the ball, looking for a cross inside. Oh, this is gonna be dangerous. Oh, that looks like a pass back. That's interesting. That's a back pass. So I know he was trying to prevent the player from scoring,
Right.
but that looks like more of a back pass than anything else. Let me just see this. That's a back pass. That should have been a free kick to Mexico. Referee doesn't realize that.
Well,
Come on, Flemo. Come on,
thank
Flemo.
God for it.
Show us something. Show us some of you learn in France.
Flemo
Jamaica.
started well enough.
Huh?
I said Flemo started well, but just seemed to disappear in the game.
Flemo did start well. Bailey's working really hard tonight. I'm very pleased and impressed how Bailey's playing.
Yeah, man.
Looks like a man who wants to prove a point. Come on, Bailey. You got to make a better pass than that. Nicholson is not moving. That ball should have been his. He's standing up and waiting for the ball to come to him. He's not presenting himself to receive the ball. With his height and size, there's no ball that should come to him that he doesn't get. Because he's not presenting himself to get the ball.
Yep.
I think we're more using our physical. Come on, referee. That's not a foul. That's not a foul, referee. Foul on Topi. They're Mexicans. If you touch them, they go lie down.
Yeah, guys. Again, I'm trying to look at the screen above me. It's the fastest one, so forgive me if I'm just looking like I'm looking up.
Mexico with the ball just over Jamaica half. Plays the ball out wide. They're just walking with the ball. They're very comfortable. We are very just tracking and trying to put on the press more vigorously. Ball over the top to Topi. Topi had the ball to trying to find Speedy. That doesn't work. Mexico with the ball out wide. Player goes by Bell. Fouled by Bell. Bell has a yellow already now. He has to be very careful.
Right.
He got a yellow for the elbow, and the ref could have given him another yellow right there. We're walking on thin ice. I think Topi, Lowe, Bell, 3 of the 4 defenders have yellow cards. And this is a yellow card right there. In any other league, that's a yellow card.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's CONCACAF. That means that 2 yellows are red. He got beaten. He went in, didn't play the ball at all. He played the player. And that's a dumb play by Bell, frankly.
The referee is warming him.
Yeah, that should have been a yellow card. That in anybody's game, anybody's book, that's a yellow card.
Yeah, he looks
because he knew he gave him a yellow already, didn't give him the yellow. Sorry.
And I can see he's frustrated though. I could see the frustration in that one.
Yeah, but he was in a position not to get beaten like that.
Right. No excuses, but
so now we have 5'2" Mexicans who are gonna jump our defense because we give up. I think management had a stat. We give up more. We give up what 83% of our goals from crosses. Some unbelievable number. That's how people score games. They just kick the ball in the box, and our 6'12" and 6'10" and 7' defenders can't get up there to head the balls out.
Whoa.
Ball to Bailey. Bailey looked like he hurt himself actually. Yeah, Bailey got hurt. Javin Brown gave him a pass. Oh, Ravel. He doesn't read that, Ravel. Ball to Ravel. Oh, Ravel is just a baller. That's not a yellow card referee. That's a chess referee. I ever made a play that the ref has never seen before in his life, and he says it's a handball, when Ravel is saying it's a chess. I think Ravel is right. Bailey's injured. He's injured. Bailey was having his best game that I've seen in a long, long time in any league for any team. And Javin Brown gave him a ball in a bad situation, so he hurt himself.
Well, did the ref call for aid to get to Bailey, or did he call because
he called a handball on Ravel, then he called aid for Bailey?
That's crazy. Come
on, Bailey's not in good shape. That's bad because Bailey was having a very good game.
Yeah,
very, very good game.
Like him having some pain there.
Yeah. Him twist him ankle because he got a pass which is not for a human being. Why your boy making those kind of passes to him?
From number 21.
From the liability, I'm gonna call him from now on. So the coaches are having a pointed conversation with some of the players. I think that's the goalkeeper coach. It looks like. Bailey looks like it maybe is limping. He's saying something to must be the medic or the trainer. I'm not sure who it is. On the support staff must be.
Yeah, the referees need some talking to, yo. They need
Rabbit is
some
still upset
talking
about
to.
that because Rabbit is saying it's not a handball. I agree, Rabbit. It's a chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad call by the ref. Mexico with the ball. The play of Javane Brown and says, "Oh my God, is you Javane?" Javane plays him really well. He plays the ball back.
Will
Mexico with the ball on the right, looking for a pass, plays it inside.
will there be any substitutions
So
for
look
today?
at Bailey. Bailey got to go out there. This is not Javane's ball. That should have been Bailey's ball right there. The play is part. Good tackle. By low ball to Mexico. Mexico with the ball on the right. Plays the ball back to the halfway line. I'm sure they're gonna play it around. Ball deep in Mexico's half. Plays it wide to number 4. Mexico just playing the ball around. Try to draw us out so they can find spaces in behind. He's gonna go deep as expected, and way too deep. Ball hit out of bounds. Jamaica in the middle, just outside the 18-yard box on the left side of the field. You're watching Jamaica versus Mexico. Jamaica 1, Mexico 1.
All right, people, please hit that like button. We need to go
Look like Bailey's
trending.
okay, and Bailey trying to go deep to Nicholson. That was a brilliant try by Bailey. He needed a little more air on the ball. He's trying to find Nicholson from the halfway line behind the defense. You need to play it a little bit more with a little bit more height on the ball to give him a chance to get it. Mexico making another change. Number 10 off, number 11 on. We're in the 66-minute game in the Nations League, game between Jamaica and Mexico, game tied at 1. National Stadium, Kingston, Jamaica.
Come, people, we have 173 watching, 115 likes. Please hit that like button. Send us trending.
Mexico with the ball deep in Jamaica half, just outside the 18-yard box. Javin Brown in the box. Very good tackle by Low. Mexico still have the ball. He's coming again at Low, looking for a pass. Wide. Bell with the ball, head the ball over. Oh, brilliant save by Blake. Mixed with the ball outside the box. Left-footed shot going for the left corner, and a very good save by Blake. I think my defenders got to do a better job, though. It was 3 of them there with 2 players. They have to find a way to force the player to not get a good shot off. The player that just came on, number 11, it looked like a very good player. A very good shot, actually. A good save by Bailey.
Right, that's
By Blake, I
Landry.
should say. Sorry, not Bailey.
Yeah, man, he is one of the danger players.
Yeah.
Will we make any changes, Coach Hall?
No, the coach is sitting on his hands and knees. He doesn't know about what they're talking about. Not in the change business. Crossed by Mexico. And the Mexican got the header on the ball again. We have 4 defenders, 3 Mexican in the box. They're 4'11", and they're getting the head on the ball. That means our judgment is awful and our marking is awful.
That's right. Judgment. You're right. It's judgment.
Jamaica with the ball, a throwing on the left-hand side in the bottom middle of the Mexican half. Bell with the ball, or just over the halfway line, I should say. Looking for a throw. Obviously, can't find any because we're not presenting ourselves with the ball. Try to get it to Flemo. Flemo turn, pull down. That should be a yellow card, referee. That has to be a yellow. Of course not. He's CONCACAF. Sorry.
And we need Shamar. Shamar, if you're gonna do something.
I think Paul Hall is asking what the hell is that, because Flemo would have turned and be facing the defense. The man is holding him, pulling him down, dragging him down. That's got to be a yellow card. That's basic yellow. These Mexicans are young. This kid looked like he's still having acne. Looked like about 15. Ravel has a free kick, maybe about 35 yards out. I think he's going to go lob it over to the right side, trying to find Nicholson. Bailey's like he's going to take the free kick, trying to curve it away from the defense. Yep. Oh, Bailey's cross are too flat. You need some more air on the ball, Bailey. Give your man a chance to get under it. You know, Nia had a fitting done today. I'm gonna tell you, boy, I just start soaking, you know.
Wow.
You have to retire. Yeah.
Ugh.
I took a bunch of pills. I don't think it's helping.
Well, thanks for joining, Cranky.
Yeah, not a problem. Mexico with the ball. Midfield Jamaica half. Looking for a pass. They have men open, people 2 or 3 men. Good tracking by Bailey. Mexico with a half, middle of the field, looking for a pass. See, when they get the ball, they're comfortable. They don't feel rushed, no matter who's marking them. Number 11 seems to be one of the engineers. He's coming deep to get it. Ball played out wide. Bell pressuring. Mexico just playing the ball back. Trying to draw us out, create spaces behind our defense. Number 1 with the ball, looking for a pass, plays it back. And we'll go back to the. This is probably the first, second. They don't go back to the keeper a lot, but they did so this time. Mexico with the ball deep in their own half, and the 18-yard box. The keeper with the ball is going to go long. Bell should have made a pass a long time ago. Speedy was there for the pass, Bell. He controlled the ball. He saw Speedy and decided not to pull the trigger. Jamaica with the ball to Topi. Topi to Bell. Bell doesn't have a pass. Go down the line and plays the ball to the Mexicans.
Los centrales mexicanos prefieren ir con...
Mexico with the ball going deep. Javon Brown hasn't had any pressure second half, which is interesting. Is that he's playing better or the Mexicans are not attacking? They're attacking to the right most of the time in the second half, which is interesting. They had success against his side in the first half and they went away from it. I think Bailey's also doing a better job of covering.
Maybe
Mexico the ball on the halfway line. Ball to number 7, plays it back, center half. Nicholson trying to pressure, half-hearted pressure, not much pressure. Man went by Flemmer too easily. Mexico the ball, he's looking to go behind. Watch him running behind the defense. Oh, that's not a foul, referee. That's not a. Oh, he gave a handball. Good. I was gonna say that's not a foul.
we really look
Alvarez,
like
number 2 for Mexico, trying to penetrate.
settling
Team
for
running
the
off the ball. They do a good job of trying to look where these open spaces are and trying to get spaces to receive the ball.
Yeah, we look like we're settling for the draw, but
Lower the ball to Blake. Blake plays it out to Topi. Topi looking for a pass. Doesn't really have one. Goes to Bell. Bell trying to go down the field. When we get the ball on the sideline, don't you guys realize, Jamaica, that they're crowding you? You got to move it quicker when you get out the sideline. Ball to Flemmo. Flemmo with the ball. Have 2 men on him. No pass. Has 3 men on him. No pass. Trying his best. Ball to Bell. Bell has about 4 men on him. If they have 4 men on us, just switch the ball. Somebody got to be open. Just switch it. Switch it blindly. Somebody has to be open if they have 4 men on your side. Topi with a low with the ball, playing to Ravel coming deep. He's going to go long. Ravel give the ball away. Poor pass by Ravel. Trying to find Bell. Boy, really poor pass by Ravel. Creating pressure. Now 2-on-2 for Mexico. Mexico attacking. Oh, right outside the post. That was poor by Ravel. A poor pass by Ravel created a counterattack for Mexico, and they almost scored. Ball played wide, left foot shot just outside the post. I'm not sure if Blake touched it. Yes, Blake saved it. Very good save by Blake, by the way. Getting down to his left. That was a poor decision by Ravel, and that's where the counterattack came from.
that was a
Corner to Mexico. 74th
yeah.
minute. Jamaica 1, Mexico 1. wants to get up, but they fall down. And then Bell dribble and fell over his own feet. Come on, pressure the ball, people. Mexico with the ball, looking for a cross. Goes far post. See that pressure on the ball a while ago? That pressure by Low on the ball allowed the header to be soft. Javin Brown to Bailey. Bailey miscontrolled the ball. Ball back into Mexico. We get the ball. We have a fast break and we can't keep the ball. We just keep giving the ball back. And they get it and they keep it for 3-4 minutes. And then we have to play defense, get more tired, and gotta go work hard again for the ball. Mexico with the ball, looking to play the ball in behind. Ball to Lambert. Lambert to Nicholson. Nicholson looking for a pass. Got fouled. Free kick, Jamaica.
Are we going to make a change when they score?
We're not making any change. We don't make changes. Changes, we don't have any money to change. We're not making any change. Mexico making 2 changes. Number 16 off.
Right. I mean, Mexico having the better of the game, making changes and putting on fresh legs.
So what the coach is telling you, he has no confidence in the people on the bench. That's what he's saying. Mexico has made 2 changes. 3 so far. We have made none.
Right.
If I was to make a change, it'd be tough. I mean, Javin Brown, Bell hasn't been great. I would probably put in Aaron Sabell. Bell has just been okay. Javin Brown played the ball outside. Javin Brown, the white line is not the out of bounds line. Seriously.
And then the ball possession has dramatically changed since the second half. We're down to 38. Mexico 62.
Ravel with the ball. Ravel looking for a pass. Doesn't have one. Ravel, brilliant ball to Flemo. Flemo with the ball looking for Flemo run over himself. Flemo dribbled over himself. Got a brilliant ball on the box from Ravel after a lot of pressure on the Mexican. And now it creates a situation for us. Jamaica with the ball. The Mexican's been falling down, and the ref is not buying it anymore. He's saying, I'm tired of you guys falling down for no reason, faking injuries. The same night, Lambert is hurt. He's sitting in the middle of the Jamaican half. Looks like he has a problem. He hurt himself on the tackle early in the half. And now they're calling for the medic. That ball Flemo got. Flemo is going back to the old Flemo. When you get the ball on the street, you're going to make a decision. I'm going to shoot. I'm going to dribble. I'm going to pass. Make your mind up. Don't dribble over yourself and run over your own feet.
Seems like we're having some rain there in the stadium. Didn't realize that.
I don't know if it's rain or water before the camera. I think it's more. It looks like it's rain actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it rain or what? The people on the field look like it's raining.
Yeah, man. I can't see the rain.
Yeah, it's raining. It's showering. Actually, people in the bleachers are running actually.
Yeah, I could see it.
See, that's why I'm not going to bleachers, you know. I don't care what banana want it. I'm not going to bleachers. They're not getting nowhere. It's pouring actually. Big up Gary Lynch. Thanks for joining us. We are watching Jamaica versus Mexico. Game tied at 1. Lambert has played better in the second half, putting a shift in, especially defensively. Maybe the coach knows more than I do. I probably would have changed him. The rain is pouring like a monsoon. It's not even drizzling. It's pouring.
Some good Jamaican rain.
And it came down all at once too. It wasn't as if it was drizzling first and then come down. It's pouring.
Is that a good omen or a bad one?
It's a bad omen because we can't control the ball. It makes it even 10 times worse. It's a bad omen. And then you're gonna slip. Good head down to Flemo. Flemo with the ball looking for a pass. Come Flemo, make a decision. Ball to Bailey. Bailey miscontrolled. See, ball's gonna be wet now. It's gonna be harder. Low racing with the Mexican. Ball out of bounds. Throw into Mexico. What they're doing when we go deep is they're going long. They're playing smart. Whenever we go up the field and pressure them, they go deep. Mexico with the ball, looking for a pass, plays it back. Playing the ball in the Jamaica half, with the Jamaica half. Playing the ball wide. They have a lot of time, which we never get. They don't give us that time.
So here it's 1-1. Bailey scored for Jamaica, and a Mexican scored.
Yeah, a 5'2" Mexican out jump the 6-footers in the box of Jamaica. Oh man, trouble. Brilliant save again by Blake. I don't know. Our defenders are just scrambling. They when the ball comes in the box, they are panicking. They're not comporting themselves to kick the ball out. They just kick anywhere. It's raining. It's not the best situation. It's bad for us. The rain is making it bad for us. Blake made a good stop actually. Shot from outside the box, pushed wide by Blake. Corner to Mexico. This rain is a bad omen for us. Corner coming wide, collected by Blake. Come Blake, lie down a little bit, let the team get upfield, and try to get the ball to them.
Yo, that was a good save. Quick reaction save.
Yeah, man, so the man that jumps a 4'12", man. I true you attack, 4'12", yes. Header by Bailey, ball headed out. Mexico with the ball again. Mexico just keeping possession. He's gonna run past your Javier Brown. He's gonna play the 1-2. Very good interception by Lowe and Speedy have no idea where he is. We talk about glancing. Does know where he turn the ball over. Have time on the ball and he turn the ball over because he's not aware as to where he's on the field.
Well,
Mexico with the ball. Number 11 comes on, has a lot of room. Trying to make a 40-yard pass.
Substitution finally.
We have enough substitution?
It appears that way. I saw it come up. Number 20. Who is that?
I don't know who number 20 is, but Lambert is coming out. Who is 20, people? I don't know who 20 is. Don't recognize the player. I'm sure it's a defender playing in the midfield, probably. Number 20. I've seen him before. That's not Green, is it? I don't know who number 20 is. Someone is saying
Paris.
Someone is saying Aaron's. It don't look like Aaron's to me.
I don't know. It says Paris for Lambert, according to Chris. Jason says Aaron's. That's not Paris.
It says Aaron.
Apparently.
Okay. Referee call foul on Jamaica. Mexico has the ball for a cross. We don't do well on crosses, so this is never a good thing.
Referee, seriously?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the referee is calling, but he called a foul.
What the hell was
if the Mexican player fall down, then it's a foul.
Yeah. I mean, the Mexican looked surprised.
So Aaron's on for Lambert, who seemed like he got injured.
So what position is Aaron playing? Midfield?
Good question. Don't know. Ravel up ball, which is brilliant ball by Ravel to Aaron's. Aaron's with the ball looking for a pass. He's being pressured by the Mexican. Aaron's trying to outrun him. Aaron's got by him. Need to cross it now. Try to cross it. Getting a corner out of it. Brilliant move by Ravel. Mr. Ravel is just Ravel. That's what we call a baller. If we can get two more midfielders like Ravel, we're in good shape. He got out of a difficult situation, made a very good pass to Aaron's. Mexican recovered brilliantly. Ball went upfield, corner to Jamaica.
Good
83rd
job.
minute. Mexico 1, Jamaica 1.
Positive contribution. First minute on. Good job.
Yes, very good job. Why is my TV going blank? I guess the rain must be knocking out the camera. Cross by Bailey. Right in the keeper's arm. That's a poor cross. Oh, keeper punched it? That was a bad punch. Ball upfield to Topi. Topi. Wild kick. All ball out of bounds. You way upfield. Ball come to you. You have time. Control the ball and play the ball to your team. I don't think we're taking a shot in the second half. In the latter part of the second half,
Nope.
We had the one ball that Nicholson got, but apart from that, I can't recall.
What the hell is
Topi with the ball. Topi trying to play deep.
Topi, seriously?
Nicholson had need to work harder. Come on, Nicholson, you gotta work harder. You're not working. You're walking. You're not working. It's late in the game. Put in the half for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're tired, come off the field. It's annoying to see players just walking out there lumbering. And you're playing at a high level. Well, I want to see a highlight. They're playing in Russia, where it's cold. I'm sure you have to run to keep warm. Low with the ball, trying to go deep. Not a good ball by Low. Put pressure right back on the Jamaica team. Mixing the ball, played inside. Ball out wide to number 11. 11 is a dangerous play. He's going to play it down the line. Don't give him down the line. Don't give him down the line. Aaron's with the ball and plays out the ball for a throw into Jamaica. I hear Mark Plunkett says, if we get the win, I'll be happy. If I draw, I'll be satisfied.
I wouldn't be satisfied. I'd be happy for draw. But I wouldn't be satisfied.
You should not be happy at home with a draw.
Well, I mean, from the looks of things, we'll be lucky.
Bailey, brilliant move by Bailey, but then he turned it over. He had a chance. He beat the first man, had a chance to look for a pass. Then he tried to beat the second.
What is that hanging off?
Oh, shot by Mexico just past the post. See, our players don't realize you don't have to beat 5 or 6 men, you know. You beat the first man to create space to look for a pass. Not beat the first man to beat the second man.
Didn't that guy punch? Didn't he just punch Ravel?
I can't recall actually. Mexico, the ball was a good shot by the Mexican on the ground, and he's using the wet field to assist him to try to score.
My question is, what is hanging off of the player that just came on? Something is hanging off of the shoulder of his jersey.
Yeah, he has something. Ball by Aarons to Bell. Bell looking for a pass, plays it to Topi. Topi trying to go deep to Bailey over his head. We have difficulty passing the ball to the people in the yellow shirt.
Man, the rain ease up.
Javier Brown intercepts the ball, try to play to Nicholson to Aarons. Aaron's looking for a pass. Aaron's beat his man. Aaron's looks good just coming on the field, you know.
Yeah.
Aaron's look decent. He's seems like he's very comfortable on the ball. He's not panicking when he gets it.
Wow.
He can't lose a fraud, you know. We're not frauding. Ball off your head, like Frankie. Ball off your head. Ball head is in. Number 14 with the ball played wide. Javier Brown trying to tackle. Handball referee. 87 minutes, Jamaica 1, Mexico 1. You know what? At this point, I'm going to take a draw because I know we stay now. We're good to give up last minute goal to Mexico. We have done it twice in the World Cup qualifiers, and we know we're going to do it again.
So, Cranky, you're 2 minutes behind me.
Oh, yeah?
Right.
Where are you?
2 minutes ago, I said, if we got the draw, I'd be satisfied.
Yeah, I wasn't satisfied then, but right now I'm satisfied because we don't do a good job of holding on to leads. Throw the ball down the line to Bailey, to Nicholson. Oh, Lord. Good play low. Bounce him out of bounds. Good play low. Throwing to Javier Brown. Speedy, go get the ball from the man and stop stand up like you watch. Go get the ball. Go and get the ball like you want it. Throw the ball down the line, Javier Brown. That's where you always go. Nobody don't want the ball. Everybody are turning back to it.
Everybody are turning back to it.
Yeah. Nobody don't want it. See that Mexican them have enough of pressure with.
That is crazy.
Speedy with the ball to Bailey. Bailey beat a man looking for a pass. Come Bailey, make a pass. Don't just dribble. Ball to Aarons. Aarons to Bailey. Bailey, good ball to Nicholson. Nicholson, the man on his back. Hold the ball up, Nicholson. Hold the ball up. Man, take the ball from Nicholson. A 5'4" man take the ball off you. Push you over and take the ball away from you. Huh? You're 6'4", 220 pounds. You make a 5-foot man bully you. Sit down on the ball. You don't know to shoot the ball. You sit down on the man. Use your derriere and hold him off. No, you can't do that. That's too hard to do.
Oh, boy.
Was that the rain came and went quickly? Paul, I'll have on him look a court.
89 minutes.
89 minutes.
Come on, Jamaica. Hold on to this one.
Low with the ball out, trying to shield. Good play by Low. Goes deep upfield to Ravel. Ravel control. Ravel is to Speedy. Speedy to Flemo. Flemo looking for a pass. Flemo dribbling in no man's land as he normally does. Ball out to Aaron. Aaron's cross the ball. Far post. Oh, come on, Aarons. Cross the ball the far post to Bailey. Why do we play like this? You have the ball, you hold your head up, you trick the ball to the far post. You're trying to dribble. It's frustrating watching football like this. Ball to Topi, Topi to Low. Low going wide to Javain Brown. Javain Brown control, looking for a pass, don't have one. Play the ball to Bailey. Bailey to Brown. Brown looking for a pass. Cross the ball way over to the right to Nicholson. Ball to Aarons. Give him Aarons. 1-2. 1-2. Give him 1-2. And he passed the ball to the Mexican defender. That's hard to do, you know. We did something that was hard to do. Mexican had the ball. Number 11 beat 1, beat 2, beat 3. Play the ball to number 6. Wide out to player on the left with Javain Brown one-on-one. Coming inside looking for the shot. Decide not to take it. Shoots now. Saved by Blake. Like Aarons has the ball on top of the 18. He has Nicholson inside. He has a choice to make, and he passed the ball to the defender. That's why you get frustrated in football. That makes absolutely no sense. When the Mexicans have it, they make a decisive decision, not indecisive decision, and when they get it on top of our 18. They either get a shot off or they pass it to their own player.
How many shots have we taken from outside of the box? You know, at least the Mexicans mix it up. How many shots have we taken from outside the box? Come on, guys.
Speedy took 2, but there were field goals.
Yeah, well,
90 minutes, 4 minutes extra time. We're in the 91st minute. Jamaica 1, Mexico 1.
You know,
come Jamaica. Don't press them. Don't press them. Don't press them. Don't press them. Stay in the halfway line. Don't go deep. You just creating space behind you. Stay halfway line. I don't believe you should press them. Stop pointing. You get pressing half press because you can't press and the left wing are not pressing. It makes no sense because they have an outlet. Mexico in the ball, play it deep. Jamaica. They're trying to create space and he's gone now. He has Topi at his mercy. Looking for a crash. He's gonna just take Topi. He did. Ball in the box of Mexico. Player have Aarons with him out there looking for a pass. Plays the ball in the middle of the field. He's wide open. Plays it further wide out to number 25. Javain Brown one-on-one. He's going to take him on. He beats him as expected. Come inside and turn it over. Ball into Flemo. Flemo turns the ball over because he doesn't know what he's doing. Ball into Flemo. Flemo, pass the ball to Aarons. Pass the ball to Aarons. Jesus Lord.
You just get a shot off, God damn it.
No, he has the ball to Aarons. It's wide open and you're dribbling like you're a madman. You can't, like you lost change on the floor. He's looking for money. Somebody lost his change. You have the ball to make a simple pass to the man out wide. You go field and you're dribbling like you have no idea how to play football. See, that's why I get frustrated, guys. The football ain't that complex. Topi to Speedy, Speedy to Low. Low plays the ball to Brown. Nobody's going to Brown to get the ball now. See? He has to go deep because nobody's going to get it. He goes back to Low. Low with the ball to Topi. Good move, Low. Topi looking for a pass. Very good pass to Speedy. Give him wide, Speedy. Speedy to Brown. Bailey trying to go inside. Bailey should have gone wide and give Ravel a pass. Ravel with the ball looking for a pass. Bad touch by Ravel, but got it back. Cross in the box to Nicholson. Bad cross by Javain Brown. You got to put too much height on that ball. 90. We have 1 minute left. Come Jamaica, foul them and stop the ball. I don't know how you do this. Give up a goal in the last second. In the first half, we gave up a goal in the last minute of the first half. In fact, the last kick of the first half.
Right, so we can't take anything for granted.
I want to Mexico look at they playing for the draw now. They have the ball. It's 93 minutes and 30 seconds. Playing the ball on the halfway line. Trying to pressure the Mexican. They're playing for the draw. I don't care. They're not trying to go field. 20 seconds remaining. Don't pressure Jamaica. No need to pressure. Don't pressure. Stay. Let them come to you. 11 seconds remaining. Mexico playing for the draw. They're playing away from home. They figure they can beat us at home, so why worry? Yeah, they're gonna keep it until the ref blows it.
Look like it's over.
So 1-1 Jamaica. I would say not an even game. They were the better team. They had more chances than we did. We had a couple chances. We had one. Bailey scored. Nicholson hit the bar. He had one. He chipped over the keeper, which was saved by defenders. They missed an easy goal in the first first minute, which you and I could score, Neil. They had some good shots. Billy made maybe 3 or 4 very good saves. So fair outcome. We had to take the draw. We could have done better, frankly. I still think our biggest bugaboo as a team is that we don't keep the ball well. Now, we have a gem, people, in Ravel Morrison. I've been saying this. I'm going to pat myself on the back by saying I've been saying this from day one. Even before he came to the team, when Kendrick was telling me that he wouldn't play a player who doesn't play for a team, he has no club team, I keep telling him that class is permanent. And Ravel has shown throughout these games that he's played in the World Cup qualifiers and now that he's the real deal. Hopefully he gets a club.
Yeah,
Still a very good player.
I was about to say that. I mean, I think Ravel in these last 2 games especially has shown his class. If their eyes looking on, you can definitely see the promises Square brings. So kudos to him, but I don't know. We have a lot left to be desired. Number 21 did a poor job. Shamar, I guess he had one off the post, so that was a shot on target. Really close to scoring, but we didn't really get a lot from him tonight. I think Bailey turned up pretty decently out there. Bailey had some injury issues. I think we need to stabilize our defense.
I actually think we need to fix the midfield. So here's the pop. So we can analyze the game in totality, holistically, in terms of what transpired. But I would just say this, which is you have to get the ball from your defense to your forward. You have to put the forward in a position where they can be effective and they can get to the defense. And if you look at the game, in the first half, Rebel didn't get a lot of balls. Second half, he got more balls because the second half you get more tired. The field spread out more. People have more room, I should say, rooms. But at the end of the day, I still think our possession stat is what it is because our defense can't see a pass when they get the ball because our midfielders are not presenting themselves. When their midfielder go to get the ball, a bunch of time they have 4 and 5 choices in the middle of the park. On the sideline, they have 3 choices. So when you go to get the ball and you turn, if you feel comfortable turning, which we don't, then you have the world is your oyster. You have passes left, right, over the top. We don't do that. Lambert doesn't go for it. And when Speedy gets it, Speedy goes back all the time. So the problem you have then is the ball is not being progressed to Ravel or progress out to the wing backs or progress up to the wingers to get to Nicholson. So that's frustrating.
Listen, the stats say Mexico had 17 shots, Jamaica had 7. Right?
Well, Jamaica had 5 shots. I don't count Speedy's 2 shots. Speedy 2 shots are not shots. I don't know what they are.
Right. I mentioned that because I don't think that. I think at the end of the day, I don't know if it's nerves. I'm not quite sure what it is, but we're just not playing smartly, even with our talent deficit, and we have to admit that there's a talent deficit. We still don't play smart. For instance, take a long shot here or there to take the pressure off of your team. Right? Hold up the ball, run to the sideline and shield it. Give your team some time to compose themselves. Right? When you're playing football, you don't wait for the ball to come to you. You have to go to the ball. Because when you go to the ball, you're creating space because a defender going to come with you. Right? I don't see us doing that. When you pass the ball to the Mexican, he runs to the ball. And what happened? A Jamaican run to him, and he just opened up a space for a Mexican behind the Jamaican who ran to him. We don't do those things. The only person doing those things I see is Ravel. No, I want to make this point. It's important to know because I hear that we don't have any video analysis, right? I'm not sure if we are watching the games and learning from our mistakes. We have some more younger players coming into the team. I'm not going to say that the team did very poorly tonight, but I'm just saying that there are definitely improvements that we could make that don't seem to be a tall ask. So somebody needs to talk to them about this.
So I'll say this. Look, Mexico was a better team. They just play a better pattern of football. But we have potential. If we could replace certain positions, we got to replace. We need two better holding midfielders. Because we played two holding midfielders today. Because Speedy wasn't playing up. So we're playing a traditional double pivot today.
Right.
Our two players who play the double pivot, they're not what we need. We need better players. Our
Absolutely.
right back needs to be a better player. Our left back wasn't that good today. Now I don't know why Aaron's came on so late, but Aaron's look. Sometimes you come on late as a substitute, you have legs. So I want to see him in a full game. But he looked like we could have made a change earlier and get him on the field because he looked like he's much more comfortable on the ball. He looks athletic. He looks like he has legs. And I'm not sure why he didn't get more time, but he looked good enough to continue with him. But I don't. I was look. I like Speedy, but I think Speedy defensively is challenged, and I think Speedy needs to go forward more versus going back. He didn't make any pass 20 or 30 yards today. I don't remember him making any pass to his forward line today in a position to make them dangerous, especially to Nicholson, or to giving Ravel a number of balls. Now Ravel, as I've said numerous times, understand how to play football, and you can see that he was coached well, he was taught well, and that's reflected in his game. But I do think, look, if you look at the litany of players we have that came during the World Cup qualifiers and we have available today, we can pick a very good 23. And I heard that there's a number of players coming through the under 20s who have a lot of potential. So we don't have a lot of old players. I mean, the Lows are getting up there, Blaze getting up there, but goalkeeper can keep to their 40. Um, you have Moore is probably getting up there somewhat. Pinnock is getting up there. So a number of our central, we got to think about central the defense because that's an area where the players are getting older. If you think about 2026 as a base to think about the team, we got to think about who's coming through the pipeline to fit in those positions.
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's I think, as I said before, it's interesting because we see Mexico change your team from the Suriname game, brought on more experienced player for the Jamaican game, but they kind of ended the game with, showcasing some of their youth. I don't know how many players. I don't know many players from the under 20 team. None of them I think have actually made it to the bench for this game. But I don't know. I mean, do we just lack the confidence in our players? Because one of the things is some of the older players have bad habits and lack the belief, right? They look like they doubt themselves, so they get the ball and they're not sure what to make of it. No, you have youthful players who come on who might make a bad pass because they have too much belief, right? But for me, I think that the lack of imagination and the lack of belief is debilitating to the team because we get the ball, we're not sure what to do with it. When the Mexicans are playing, I get the impression that, they're playing the ball in these tight spaces, moving off the ball. They actually believe that the pass is going to be completed. When we get the ball, we are slow in thought. We're not sure what to do. We lack the belief that we can actually make this play. Leon Bailey, Ravel Morrison, this guy who came on late, what's his name? Aaron's, right? When you look at those players, you can actually see the belief, that confidence that, it might not come off, but you can see that they have the confidence to make that daring pass, to have the imagination to do certain things. But many of the other players seem to lack that imagination, and I will say this though, Damian Lowe got a yellow card tonight, and he did a few rash things. But I think I see Damian making better passes, and that is encouraging to me because I think that he's one of our better defenders. So
not to continue. I see U.S. is playing El Salvador. I thought the office field was bad. Lord have mercy.
El Salvador.
I don't know what is. I want to pop. Anyway, go ahead, Neil.
No, I mean, so there are bright sparks there, But as Peter Parker says, do we have a system? Peter, I think that the coach is trying to implement a system, but that the system that he wants require better ball handlers. And so I don't know if it's necessarily a lack of a system. I think it is not having the ball handlers that we need, which would mean another player or two like Ravel. But it's also a matter of lacking the self-belief in yourself, because if you are believing in yourself and you believe in the system, you're going to have that off the ball movement. You're going to have that imagination. You're going to have that anticipation. But out there, we look like some of us, a lot of the players look like they expect to lose, or they're only reacting, or they'd rather not have the ball because they don't want to be embarrassed. That cannot work.
Yeah, someone is saying that Toby was decent. So I'll say this because your shoe was one of them. For those who were beating Topi and say any 10 except 11 except Topi, I think Topi did himself well tonight. And he did it against a decent Mexico team. Not the best Mexico team, but you can't qualify the Mexico teams because they're interchangeable players. Topi did himself proud tonight, did his family proud. So I think those of you who are beating Topi have to give Topi kudos. Don't hold it up. Don't talk about any rationale as to why you can't give him credit, because he played well.
Yeah.
He played well. And I think what was impressive was he was comfortable on the ball, which I can't say the same about Javier Brown. So I think you should give Topi a round of applause for having a very good game. I think Lowe played well too. A couple of rash plays. First half, he ran and got beaten outside the box instead of running and jockeying the player. Second half, he got a yellow, but if he didn't get a yellow and do those things, he wouldn't be Low. So,
and I want to remind people that the format of the I think after the game in recent times, they could approach the coach and ask questions, but I think in the press conference, Errol Bailey commented that from now on, he says FIFA is clamping down on that, and there will be a formal press conference after after the game is over in some designated spot. So I'm not quite sure if coach is going to go directly to that press conference, or if we're going to be hearing from him prior to the press conference. But this is a first, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But certainly we want to hear from the coach and the players what they thought of tonight's game.
Yeah, there's a VIP area, which I think in the press conference they said that the coach will go directly to the VIP area, I guess 10 minutes subsequent to the completion of the game.
Yeah.
So I think the FIFA has warned them about having the coach interviewed on the field. So.
Right.
So I'm sure coach will be there trying to get a couple of questions in. And hopefully you'll come to us because, somebody have to get my bed.
Yes.
I'm almost past the bedtime. Get up 4:30 tomorrow to go to work. Somebody said Topi was decent. Speedy looked ordinary. Speedy plays football simple. He's not going to look exceptional. Someone mentioned before that Ravel was marked, so Speedy couldn't get him the ball. So I say this to the person. When somebody's marking a player, then you either take the ball and go to them, so they got to make a choice, or you find another pass. So then if you take it to them, then Ravel move off them, he creates space. If you get the ball like it's hot potato and get rid of it, you'll never get him the ball. Right? Yeah. Ravel has no problem going into space to try to get the ball. So if you have the ball and the player's in front of you, you take the ball someplace. Either they track you or they stay marked on Ravel. Either way, you have room.
Yeah, I think what's interesting too is that Flemo had Flemo's game was not as good as his game against Suriname. When Flemo has a bad game like that, it puts more pressure on Ravel, because basically if Flemo is no longer a threat, then they're going to concentrate on Ravel even more. So I'm not quite sure what happened with Flemo. Flemo kept on making bad choices. He wanted to be.
Flemo's problem is, Neo, is that he's looking for change. That's what I call it. Mm-hmm. That means you get the ball, your head is down, you never look up. So you have no idea where you are, and you never look up. Even when you get the ball, you still don't look up. Yeah. So therefore, all you see in front of you is the ground, basically, and the shirts running around you. He doesn't get the ball in that position where he's looking, glancing left, right, and center. So when I get it, either take a player on and make a pass or go long motion. He doesn't do that. He
Right.
gets the ball and start dribbling, and that's it. It reminds me of Martinelli from Arsenal. I call them people looking for change.
Yeah.
Get the ball, your head is down, you never look up.
Down. Yeah, and that's why I said, Cranky, that our players don't. When the ball is passed to you, you run to the ball, give yourself some space, keep your arm out, keep your defender off, make some space, you know.
Bridget, second about 4:30 because I have to take 2 buses to work. No, Bridget, I take 1 bus to work. My bus comes at 5:40, and because I don't take the train anymore because I can't bother with the train thing no more. Don't take the train, so bus takes a while to get to work. But I get in the office by 6:40. I may be able to go to the gym or start working. Do the people then work?
That's good, Cranky.
I always go to work early. I've always done that throughout my career, though.
Yeah.
I've always been in the office between 6:40 and 7:30. I don't like to go to work late. I'm not into the 9 a.m. travel stuff. I'm not into the crowd and the push. Not into that nonsense.
So I have so how the saying goes is a worm.
Yeah, you froze.
So
say that again, Neil?
For Cranky. I said, the saying, the early bird catches the worm.
Yeah, well, no one may catch, but I do get in early.
As somebody here, I had a question about petition in the US for Ravel to be able to gain entry. I mean, I don't know the specifics of Ravel's case, but I mean, I'll just say that there are attorneys who I'm not promising that they could get any results, but I'm not aware that Ravel is appealing that situation or looking legal assistance. I am not sure. So to answer that question, I don't have enough information to give you
So here's the thing. I don't know what the situation is with that, and I'm sure it is what it is. But you would think the administration would sort that out, some way, shape, or form. And if it's that he can't come to the country, the US is pretty particular.
Mm-hmm.
But you think they'd sort that out and come to the bottom line because they need him. They need him.
It is true.
He's Jamaica's best player.
I can't imagine that whatever happened a long time ago, and you appeal. You understand? Whether it's a matter of time or a matter of good behavior or a special letter from a diplomat, something. You understand?
And it's not that you're coming here to stay. You're not coming to the U.S. to stay, so it's not that you're looking for a permanent stay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that situation is about.
That's Coach. How you doing? You can't hear me. Talk part way. You must hear me. I talk part way. You can't hear me.
I'm gonna get ready, man. When I'm ready for talk, I'm gonna talk.
Coach, I set up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so Flemo definitely look less like the new Flemo and more like the old Flemo tonight, So
yeah, look, I think Flemo has to realize he's a more senior player now. Mm-hmm. He's had a couple of good games. When is it like going to turn on that your game needs to change? The football is not complex. When you have reached this level and you're a professional, you have to. I don't think he's being selfish. I think that's the way he plays.
Right.
So some people think that you're a selfish player because you dribble a lot. At some point, I'm not sure he's being selfish or he hasn't been taught or developed the habit of looking pass first versus dribble first.
Right.
Or being aware of where I'm on the field. So when I get the ball, I know what I'm going to do with it before I get it. Look at Ravel against the ball. You know how much one touch Ravel have in the game? Looking for one touch. When most time Ravel give you, you want it back, He not give you, keep it, He might give it to get it back. But at least he's making you touch the ball. Yeah. And we're not. I'm not sure our midfielders or our forward line, like Flem, will realize that. The ball should do the work, not you doing the work most of the time.
How much of that is just belief in oneself? Because a lot of it is just belief in himself. I mean, Ravel make a one-touch pass, or him throw it off, or him dummy, and I think
Leo. What Ravel does is repetition. So I'm gonna give you an example. In the last game, you may get me to realize this. There's a ball down against here in the corner down the right side, where you see Low got beat. Low has a spot there now. I'm going to use that as a low spot. Where he stepped over the ball, went around to get the 1-2. And I think Nicholson didn't give him the 1-2. Go on YouTube and watch Derby play a game where he made the same play. The kid gave him the ball. He stepped over it, went in the middle, got the 1-2 for a tap into the goal. Brilliant play.
Right.
That's part of his repertoire. When he goes in the corner, and he has a little flick that he does, where he will shift right, fix it up, do all the things I can't describe, and get out of trouble. He did also in the game. So when I watch him do those things, they're repetitions, which become almost innate to how he plays.
Right.
They're like learned behaviors, which is part of your repertoire. You don't have to think it. It's registered. As Coach would say, it's muscle memory. You just do it. It becomes almost natural the way he plays it. Go on YouTube and look at that play I'm talking about, the one where he steps over the ball. And look at the last Jamaica game, he made the same play. But Nicholson didn't read the pass to do that because it would be a same tap-in situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I see Kyle had a comment there. Bailey over dribbling, Lambert good. Huh? I don't know. I don't agree with the Lambert good, Kyle. You can explain that one. Williams good. Defense was good. Low worries me. Walking red card. Yeah, I think a lot of people are afraid that Low is a ticking time bomb out there. But I think Low did pretty decent. I think Lambert played a little bit better in the second half. Although I think what I will fault Lambert for is not having movement in the midfield. The midfield was poorer tonight because of Lambert. And as a result of that, we never got going in the game. So I can't, I mean, to me, he looked better as a defender in the Suriname game than he looked as a midfielder in tonight's game.
Yeah, look, I mean, I was thinking about the team and who, if you think about the list of players we have who are part of the national program, we could put a good team on the field. I mean, the midfield, we struggle with, we don't have a CDM at all. So we need to, one of those under 20 kids need to come up and be able to assume one of those positions because we don't, or find somebody. I know we have Stewart, but Stewart to me is injury prone. He's also not the most athletic person, even though he's decent on the ball. We need a CDM, or a couple CDMs, frankly.
Yeah.
And we need some other midfielders. I think Maggie has potential. But Maggie, you got to get playing time. You can't be just practicing. You got to get game time to develop yourself in terms of being a player. Maggie has ability. So you have Maggie and Ravel in the 10. You need two CMs, two CDMs. You need a right back badly. We have Greg Lee at left back. Belly's okay. We need right back. We need right back and we need midfielders. And probably also need another winger. Because even though Flem has done with the last two games, he sort of reversed back to himself quite a bit. To the real Flemo.
Right, so here's a question. When Aaron's came on, right? Was Aaron's playing wing? What was he doing? What position was he in?
It looked like he was playing left midfield. He wasn't playing wing. Because he replaced Lambert. I didn't see anyone go in the middle. He was on the left side.
Because I wonder if
still left. I think he was playing left midfield actually.
Right, because I wondered if Flemo took inside and play midfield and Aaron replaced Flemo on the wing. That's what I was wondering. I don't know, but probably not.
Maybe they were just playing football. I don't know. You could, because Aaron goes out wide.
Right.
Sometimes, yeah. Someone said we need the Barry Gray. I'm not gonna count anyone who is not a citizen. I don't know what Gray's doing. He's in obscurity because he's not gonna play for England. He's gonna play for Jamaica. He should be playing national football for some country, someplace.
Guys,
a Gray and a Bailey wingers, or Gray and somebody else with Antonio, Roof, Nicholson inside. We still need midfielders. I do think we should convert one of our forwards to a midfielder. Because I've seen that with, a good example that Neil is Joey Linton from Newcastle. £40 million, was a waste playing forward, was being viewed as one of the worst buys ever in English football, given his price tag, coming from Germany, going to go. Went in the midfield, not by design, by the way. They're playing a game down to 10 men. They put him in the middle of the park, and they can't get him out of the middle of the park.
Right.
Because you have enough skill to play the midfield. He's physical. He's big. He has energy to burn all day. I think sometimes you convert a person, so long as they have the skill and the ability, they should be able to be converted.
I wonder, and this might not be a popular with people, but I actually wonder if we could convert Bailey into
No,
the
dribble too much. You
right.
want to lose the ball in that pocket and then you have struggle. His tendency, so I could see a Roof playing at 10 and moving Ravel back. Jamal Lowe to me is a little bit slight, but has the ability, but he's always played for. We got to think about which of our players
Right.
are able to play deep in the midfield and be good at it.
Yeah. I don't know. So Brain Drain says Hall undefeated in last 4 games. Should that count for something? So let me make Cranky take a stab at that and then I'll follow up.
What do you mean count for something? I mean, how much have we won? We beat Suriname.
Right.
And Suriname is ranked 140th in the world. That's my answer. They're
140,
ranked 140th. About 140 in the world or something, some ridiculous number.
141.
Even though I think their ranking is not fair because they have decent players, probably based on their results. But they have most of their players have played for some Holland U team, with under 20 or under 17. Almost all their players who they started the other day are from Holland. They play for some level of youth football in Holland at a decent level. But having said that, I do think Paul Hall doesn't have a coaching resume, right? But I heard Curtis Shaw, who's on AFTV, who played for Jamaica, which I didn't know about. I don't know when he played, but he said he played for Jamaica. They were asking about the situation because he and Robbie's brother were talking about the Jamaica situation, the JFF, and the problems we're having, and how much Jamaican love football. And he was saying that Paul Hall is a good coach. I'm not sure how Curtis knows that, if he coached Sunday League or something, because he wasn't coaching at any high level in England. But he seemed to have respect for a few people in the community in England. So you have to give him time. You have to give him the ability to fail. I'm not sure we're giving him that yet, right? You got to get enough time to work with the players, get the players you want. He says he's talking to a lot of players. That's what he said. He says he's talking to 8 right backs. So, Neil, you asked a question earlier. Is he trying to source players and bring it to the program? I've been questioning that for a while. He seems to inferring that he has.
Right.
And if you say he has, I can't dispute him. So
yeah. I mean, my thing is, I agree with everything you say. I think that if he is recruiting players, he needs to make. I mean, you may not have recruited the player. Take a picture of the player and post it on Instagram. I mean, the public needs to know. We need to know what you're doing for this reason. If it appears that you're saying these things and we don't see these players coming, and we're having disappointing results, basically the pressure is there's gonna be more pressure on you, right? And you won't be given the chance to lose a few, because instead of losing a few, you'll be losing many. And in the meantime, you wouldn't be losing because we're trying out new players. You'd be losing because we're trying to make the old players fit into a square when they're really circles, right? So I mean, we need to, he's a very good communicator, but if he's recruiting players and he has these ideas, we need this to be communicated to the fans as well. And I think also by doing that, you're giving yourself space with the JFF. You understand? Because it shows that you're doing your work, and because when you win the fans over, you are getting support from the fans, and the JFF that can't just replace you like that. The JFF can't just mess with you like that, because you'll have the team on your side as well as the fans, and so it gives you more room to operate.
Nia. You sure about that, Nia?
Yeah, man, I'm sure.
So Nia, I have a question for you. Vin Blake, when Ireland gave them a qualifier, and didn't get fired.
Yeah, but they've never. See, first thing is, I don't really agree with all that necessarily go down, but that's water under the bridge. But I think the difference between Vin Blaine and Paul Hall is Paul Hall and the team are in solidarity. They're on the same page. Vin Blaine, for his victories, appear to not have been on the same page. And then thirdly, there appears to have been a third party, the outside forces, that did not see eye to eye with Vin Blaine or his methods. So I don't know if the analogy is a good one. I think Paul Hall and Vin Blaine are in two different spots. But I am always for playing, accumulating your power that you can exercise against the JFF, accumulating your power from the JFF that you can exercise against the players when necessary, because this is how you empower yourself and move forward in your role. But when we don't see the recruitment, when we have a lot of draws when we should have won, or a lot of losses when we should have won, it weakens the coach, and it also weakens the chance of improving the team.
Well, I'll say this: I don't know any credible coach who believes that he should be get compensated fair market value for his services will take this job. The only reason you take this job is a couple of things. One is you're trying to build your resume, or you're altruistic and you're going to do it almost like pro bono. Because there's no international coach taking no $50,000-$60,000 a year like Whitmore did. That's US a year. That's not happening. Nobody does that.
I have a theory on that, Cranky. So let me tell you. So Paul Hall is in this very dynamic spot. We have players expressing interest to come and play for Jamaica. Younger players. We have Paul Hall as a youth coach in England, right? And so we have a pipeline. And what is happening is that the contacts that Paul Hall is making that will benefit Jamaica vis-a-vis England, meaning that pipeline, is going to benefit Jamaica, but it could also benefit Paul Hall in the reverse direction. You understand? The contact with those players is going to build his resume and his profile.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who does these things, it's a job. They're doing it for a reason. Anyone who's going to do something need to be incentivized to do so. And they have to get benefits from doing so. Hey, Coach, how you doing? Coach, you're back? Coach, we can't hear you now. You look like it's dark in a coach. You look like you look like a dopey thing you had to defend tonight. Can't see you good at all.
Let's make sure
you're talking, but we can't hear you. We can't hear you. We know you talk. Can you hear us? Bow your head if you can't hear us.
You not hear me?
Yeah, man.
No, yes.
Yeah, man. Bless up again to Neo and Cranky. Yeah, I just come out of the press conference with Coach Hall. I'm gonna be uploading that. I'm not sure if it's tonight or in the morning, but interesting. He was sort of dodging the question of his contract, of what is his resignation and such alike. So he's saying that talks are happening, and he'll make a statement on it before long, and so forth. So I don't know what's going on.
He now make no statement, Coach. He put it off till it figure out. He now make no statement.
Reporters, them ask him some tough questions, man. But I tell him like what the boxer the name? Mayweather.
Mayweather.
Yeah, man. You can't touch him, man. Mayweather style.
Well, Coach, I am pleased with that, Coach. If you're a professional manager or coach, and you can afford to be evasive without being rude, that's a skill. Hard to acquire. That's a brilliant skill to have, to be evasive, not be confrontational, not being rude. Some major coaches like Marino would just be rude, right? Or even Klopp sometimes will push back hard. Or Guardiola make you look stupid. Paul Hall never does that. Paul Hall is smiling when he's answering you. He's smiling at you thinking, there's no way you can corner me. I'm too good at this. So it's a battle. Yeah, it's a battle. And most times the reporters lose. So were the difficult questions from traditional media? Because you know they don't know what they do.
Yeah, the traditional media there. Because I went in there late.
So here's the thing, guys. So YouTubers has lifted the game of the traditional media.
Thank
you. Feel the pressure.
Thank you.
Of course.
YouTubers have lifted their game. Which is a good thing. That's how you get accountability, That's how you get accountability. That's how you get people to raise their game because they have competition. And they realize that when they match up with YouTubers, they're not matching up well.
So, coach, did anybody congratulate him on the draw?
Even no, that's why I said I went in there late. So I didn't catch
Okay, so you're not sure. Okay.
the initial part when it just started. I mean, I think they would have done so, but like I said, it was the tough questions. Let me see if I can catch Flemings on the thing talking.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we should congratulate a coach for a draw.
Junior,
I
tell us
was
about
being okay.
your game.
Flemo, you're on live TV, Flemo.
To be honest, if you ask me about my game, I don't think then I was up to par, but that is football sometimes, and we have to take what the game gives us. Most importantly, we came away with a point. We were 4 games undefeated at home, so we have to keep that road going.
And how is the front three working? That combination of yourself, Shamar, and Leon Bailey.
Yeah, it's definitely something we've been talking about, and as you can see, game by game, we're getting closer and closer to each other. And I think once we get that chemistry, it will be, great for us going forward.
And any word for the fans?
Yeah,
all the numbers today.
We were really, pleased with the support of the fans, and asking for your continued support. This is the only way we go forward together. Just keep supporting us. Keep having our backs, good time, bad times, and we do what we do outside. The pitch.
Thank you, Junior Clemens. Stay injury free and all the best.
Before you go, Junior Clemens, there's a noticeable improvement in the game. Do you attribute that to going to France?
Yeah, I mean the style of play, how football is played in America and Jamaica versus Europe, is totally different. You know what I mean? Like once you see a player at the ball, like it's just all about run, move. If you're in the spot, 2 seconds the most, you just move again. I think that's what added to my game, regardless of if I can get the ball or not, but just affecting space. Even if I don't get it, create space for another player. So I think, that's massive going forward.
Yeah, because I saw you made some off the ball runs, even though you wanted the ball to a little distance. But I said to the person who was beside me that that's a part of the game. So we have definitely seen the improvement, Junior. We wish you well going forward.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good coach. I see you on Cataract. The roving reporters.
Right.
I think that's Aaron's, isn't it?
No run, Aaron. 0 run go. Get them some space if they can get these players to talk.
Yeah. I'm walking out now.
All right, coach.
Yeah, man.
All right, coach.
I really appreciate this.
No
I think
problem, coach.
Chilling though, Regardless, Damian Lowe said that they have a lot to work on. Because there are different stuff that they are working on. Given the short space at a period of time that they have to work together. So definitely.
Yeah, it's interesting, coach, what Flemo said now, coach. Coach, you hear me?
Respect, people. No love and respect,
It's one of the ballers who didn't want to sit on the field today.
True.
But I just one of them things.
Bless up, time.
Blessings, people. Yeah, bless up.
Bye, Grave.
Respect.
Bless up, gentlemen. Bless up.
Bless up.
Green.
Love alone, man.
All right, big up for yourself. See it? All right. Yeah.
Yeah, man, coach. We appreciate that, man. That's great.
Yeah, man. So
coach, I find it interesting that Flemo said that the style of play in Europe is different from the US and Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Yet he exhibited some of those same things he talked about that it was in his old game. They still repeat themselves today.
Right. And far back but to be fair to him, I think early in the game, he displayed that 2 second on the ball.
Yeah.
But then, as the game went south for us, he reverted back to the bad old habits. Hold on to the ball, as Cranky said, looking for change on the ground. And so, basically that happened tonight. They're not coming to the ball, they're not looking before they receive the ball for the next pass. off the ball movement was bad. You know, Mexico just played a lot smarter than we did, and with a lot more belief.
And simple. It was simply smart.
Yeah,
If you ask me, they were all about moving the ball, controlling, passing, moving into space. 1-2. It wasn't anything about flamboyant sort of play or anything like that.
there you go, coach.
You know? So I mean they are better ball handlers than us. There's something that I proved today again. And I don't want nobody to tell me anything about this. Right? Persons talk about speed of play and our strength and all of these things cranky and new. But when I observed the Mexicans playing, they were more quicker, moving to the ball quicker than we do.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I can't for one persons are going to tell me that we have attributes and we're fast and we're this and we're that. Yes, it is there. But from a football standpoint, I didn't see that.
So, coach, you have to have stamina in a 90-minute game, If you don't have stamina, that speed slow down continuously throughout the game, now, coach. That
what
speed
cranky,
gets slower and slower.
what
If you
cranky
don't
and
have
coach.
stamina, huh?
Listen, my experience is if you are moving off the ball and you are passing the ball, you expel less energy in it than if you're constantly chasing the ball and if you're constantly trying to dribble. You
That's it.
understand? So I know, like, if you play a scrimmage, the team that bounce the ball, I'm not gonna come on and say, oh, make a bounce the ball now, right? And it means you're going to come to the ball, you're going to keep on moving. That's the team that's going to win. And what I see is that Mexico, not only are they doing the quadratic pressing, but they're dividing up the field into those 4 quarters, and they're playing scrimmage in the attacking half or in the attacking half, on the left or on the right, moving into spaces. They don't look as tired as we do, and it's because they let the ball do the work as opposed to the player running wild and tiring themselves out.
But Neil, when you have the ball, you don't get tired of Neil. When you have the ball, you don't get tired. If you play football, you don't get tired when you have the ball. You're tired when you don't have the ball. So what they use offense as defense. We don't realize it now.
Right.
Opposition team use offense as a form of defense. Because the more I have you running around, when you get the ball, you're tired. But I've dominated the ball position so much that I'm having you chasing. You know where I'm going when I have the ball. And I think in this game, it shows, as coach was saying, which is very obvious, they just, look, guys, we just be honest. They're better at this than we are.
Yes.
They're just better. I mean, I know sometimes we huh?
Cranky, have
Yeah.
you seen even a morsel of improvement?
Yes, I think so.
Have I seen improvement?
Mm-hmm. Any way, shape, or form?
I have.
I'm struggling to say. Look, it's hard to say for a number of reasons. One is we have different players on the field all the time, right? I don't think the coach have a chance of putting in a system of play or a pattern of play. So that makes it difficult. Have I seen improvement? Look, the position stats are not that favorable. There are little improvements here and there, but that has a lot to do with the players more than anything else. I'm not sure. I know people say we keep the ball more, but that's not necessarily true. Oh, by the way, El Salvador scored against the U.S. It's not necessarily true because we still have to play the ball deep from defense over the midfield to get to the forwards because our midfields are not there to give the ball. So the question is, where have we improved in how we play? Are we more compact defensively? Do we play defensively? Do we move the ball to the lines better? Are we able to spread out the opposition better? Are we better on the ball? Because a national coach can't teach you how to play football. He can teach you his system, he can teach you a pattern of play, he can teach you how to move off the ball, he can teach you how to respond to set pieces and position yourself. But I don't know. I mean, I'm struggling to say we have improved because throughout the campaign we have had some decent goals. Well, I'm sorry, decent games, but
So here's
I don't know
an
if I've seen improvement.
can I rebut it really quick, Coach?
Yeah.
Does offer and Cranky a different perspective. So I think two things to consider is if we're saying improvement from the World Cup team to this present team that we have, we are missing some key players, right? So the quality that we have out there, let's admit it, guys, is less than the quality we had during the World Cup. So that's the first thing to consider. Um, I think that for the guys that we have, since Paul Hall has become the coach, we see that he's trying to implement a system. We see the ball possession improving a little bit, but what we see is the team struggling to break through with that self-belief. And here's my example. So we played Suriname. Yes, Suriname is a lesser team in terms of the quality versus Mexico. But what we did was, we had, we passed the ball more, we handled the ball better, and then we get to Mexico and we lost some of that self-belief because, of course, Mexico is a better team. Did they come at us harder? Did they press better than Suriname? Yes. But we also reverted to our old habits. So I think that if the new habits that Paul Hall is trying to implement if there is that belief and that continuity, because even Damian Lowe said it according to the coach, there is not much preparation time. There is not many practice games. There is not, so they're struggling to break through. I think that we can break through. So because of that, I see some minor improvements, which are, green shoots that can blossom into something. Would we have done better tonight if we had some of our players on the World Cup campaign? I really think that we would have. The fact that we played a quality Mexico team tonight, and they didn't embarrass us, even though we had lesser quality players. Is that an improvement in my book? Yeah, that's a slight improvement. So can we do better? Yes, we can.
No, we
But
haven't improved.
yeah.
Actually, I just thought about it when you was talking. We haven't improved. So
So
we haven't we
put in
haven't
opposite
improved.
direction. Okay, go
No,
ahead
no,
and
we
tell
haven't
me.
improved. Actually, I was thinking through all aspects of what I would deem to be improvement on a net basis. No, we haven't improved. A lot of players played in the World Cup qualifiers. Javane Brown played, Lowe played, Blake played, Speedy played, Robert played. Nicholson played some games. Flemo played, Beatty played. A lot of players are out there. Do we have other players? Yeah. A lot of players are out there. And Bell is a decent player. I'm not sure Lambert is at this level, frankly. But a lot of players play. I don't think we've really improved. I think people feel probably more comfortable, given some of the things that's transpired, and players may feel more comfortable that we may be administratively influencing some changes. But I don't on the field play. You got to remember, when we played Mexico and Jamaica, we were leading until Lowe get his red card, weren't we? Or close to it, or we're in the game until he get his red card. So I mean, and it's a better Mexican team, frankly, much better team than this one.
So who
This
are
one
we
is a
missing?
young team. Is a young team, a decent team, but it's not. That team was better.
So
And
we
they
are
bombarded our
missing.
goal tonight. You gave me the statistics. How
So
many
we're
saves did the
missing.
keeper make? Blake made a bunch of saves.
Right. But again, we're missing DJ, Antonio, Stewart. What's our best defender? What's his name
Neil, we
again?
have never had all those players in the same window. Never. Every window is a different set.
No,
Every
we've had.
window, just like on this window is a different set, every window is a different set.
I agree with you, but we've had those players. We've had more quality players assembled on the field prior to this one, who have done worse in my estimation than this team did tonight.
Look, I mean, in this team, look, Nicholson almost scored twice today. Could have got 2 goals, hit the bar once, beat the keeper the second time, a little more pace on his second shot, or a little bit lower, and he had 2 goals today, right? So even though we didn't have a lot of shots on target, he hit the post, and he also got the ball saved almost off the line. which was good. I thought Bailey had one of his better games. I wouldn't call that a great game, but Bailey has played poorly, frankly, in my eyes. Not even average, poorly throughout the campaign when he played because he was injured. And even the more recent games of sport, tonight he had a decent game. He scored. He was in the game. He was up for the game. So if you had that Bailey in the campaign with some other players playing better, you may be in a different situation, right? So I'm not sure if we've improved. It's hard for a national team coach to improve a team because the players' ability is the players' ability. That's what the club coaches are made for. That's what their job is supposed to do. You can have a system of play and a style of play that helps to position the team better, set the team up a certain way. I hear people beating Southgate because they lost 4-0 to Hungary today. But players want to go on vacation. That's why they lost to me. They're tired. They want to go. They're going to go on their holidays, as they call it. They want to go to Bali and Qatar. They don't want to be playing no football. They're
But
tired.
Cranky, I think what one of the things that the players face that is really giving well, not the players, the coaches face is the fact that the administration always seem to have some sort of issues that they have to deal with. So they have to think about administrative stuff rather than thinking about coaching the team. So I think that play a part, even with the players. I mean,
Yeah, look, I do think, look, I actually said this, actually, which is, I don't know how you fix that, coach. I know one person has resigned, but it's a much larger issue than one individual. I don't know how you fix it because those people. So here's another thing, Neil and Coach. Those people, just like the players who are at a certain level, are at the level they're going to be, and they're not going to change. So they will. So the administration won't get any better because they can't improve because they're at that level. Just like certain players at a certain level, they're not going to get better. They're too old to get better. They are who they are. Even Flemo, who knows better, he talked about tonight, revert back to his old ways. So I'm sure that team he plays for in France sees something in him. They're now in League One, and he thinks he's improved and he sees it. And over time, hopefully, those learned behavior, bad habits he developed, he'll be able to pivot at some point and slowly but surely get them out of his system. Well, the intellect is not born on tree. And so those people, I don't call it intellect, but the way they operate in the JFF, they're not going to change. Come on. They
So let
are
me
who
ask
they
you.
are. They're grown men. They're older men. I mean, they are on the other side of their lives. So they
So
ain't going to
I have a
improve.
question. I have a question for Cranky and for Coach and for the panel. Not the panel. I mean the chat. Did Jamaica play better against Suriname when they won at the stadium, or did they play better against Mexico tonight? Which was our better game, right? Can you say objectively that we played better against Suriname, or is that improvement a mere reflection of what Suriname is ranked, or did we play a better system with more confidence, with more belief against Suriname, or did we play better tonight against a far superior team that we could have beaten, but we came away with a draw? What was our
I'm gonna say
better
I'm gonna say
performance?
two
I mean,
things. One
let me
is
answer. Let me answer before you Cranky. For me, I believe the Mexico team better players. Did we play better against Suriname? I wouldn't want to think so. We got a better result. I think the team is playing the same way. They went up against a more formidable opponent, which did not give them the time of day that they had. And I think they acquitted themselves well in playing a stronger opponent and were not able to they were not able to lose the game but take a point. I mean, I think they playing a tougher opponent and still getting a point. I would say they played better in that game because they were playing the same way. It's just that Suriname is a weaker opponent than the Mexicans.
And what is Mexico ranked? Well, I don't know what number. What is Mexico's rank? I don't even. I'm not sure,
They
but
are in the top 20.
they're way up there in the top 20. And the reason I asked the question is Cranky. Cranky, go ahead and give your answer. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So Mexico is ranked 9, but I have no confidence in FIFA ranking because Belgium was ranked 1. I haven't won anything ever. So I'll say a couple things. One is two things. Styles makes fight. And as Mike Tyson said, everybody have a plan until they get punched. So competition and the level of competition sometimes determines how you compete, how you operate. And frankly, as coach of Mexico is a better team. So sometimes you raise your level to the level of competition. I think Mexico was bombarding no goals a number of times, especially in the second half. So I'm not sure how one can say we played better when Suriname wasn't bombarding us. We had more possession, we had more chances to score. We won by 3 goals to 1. And Mexico, as coach said, is a better team. There's no debating that. It's the same team that beat Suriname 3-0. Even though I didn't watch the game, but they got a couple penalties. So I think the Suriname game was a better game because when you have more of the ball, when you feel more dominant, you're more in control. That's going to come through. But the question I ask myself is that we have professionals on our team. Nichols is a professional. Fleming is a professional playing at a decent level. Bay is a professional playing in the Premier League. We know Ravel is world class, no matter what anybody says. We can question. You know what the funny thing about it? The players' performance a lot of times reflects their ability and the quality of the position they play in, week out. You go look at these teams and these players and how they play. You look at our team. Now, Topi did himself well tonight. Where does Javane Brown play? Where does Speedy play? Where does Lambert play? And then you can think about where does Lowe play, who has played at pretty decent level now in the MLS. Where does Ravel play? We know Ravel can play in a lot of different leagues. He's playing in the Premier League in England, played for West Ham at a point in time. Where does Nicholson play? Right? Where does Blake play? So the level they play at on a consistent basis reflects their ability and a lot of times reflects their performance, except maybe for Bailey, who hasn't played up the Premier League level for a long period of time for Jamaica. But most of the time, where you play on a consistent basis is indicative of your talent and your capability, and you hope it manifests itself on the field when you play, which is what we see a lot of times. So the point I'm trying to make is that in a long-winded way, Mexico is a better team, and I wouldn't expect Jamaica to play as well against Mexico as they play against Suriname.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I thought that was an interesting question because to me, to me, it gives you two looks, right? So yes, they played better against Suriname because Suriname is a weaker team, but their system, the ideas, what they were trying to achieve in terms of the coach's plan and how we implement that, they were, they stuck to that. I am thinking more in the Suriname game. They were not able to do that as much in the Mexico game because, of course, Mexico is a stronger team, and they're going to disrupt that plan. But to the extent that they are trying to stick to this plan and trying to, get into that system, I believe that it's an improvement. The second thing is, I remember listening to Manning's man earlier, and he was saying perhaps the expectation is that the team that they played at home in Mexico, which seemed to be a younger, less experienced team, would be the one that they sent to Jamaica. And one of the things I observed was this was not that team. The team that they put on the field against Jamaica tonight was a good team, which was, in my opinion, one of the stronger teams that Tata has fielded more recently, right? And so I think, like Coach said, actually, that it never looked pretty out there, but the fact that we came away with a draw and we could have won that game because, frankly speaking, I think Mexico's goal came from a free kick, right? We hit the crossbar. Of course, Mexico have more shots, and of course our goalkeeper saved our lives. But the point is, I think there are small incremental improvements. I think for me, Paul Hall get a green ticket to go ahead to the next stage if he wants to hop on the bus. Question is, does he want to hop off the bus?
You know the funny
Or
thing,
does,
Neon?
or
You know
does
the
the
funny thing, Neon,
federation
coach?
want it?
We
Huh?
scored after they missed a sitter. You guys realize that? We
Yeah,
scored almost immediately after they missed a tap-in,
right.
a baby goal they missed, tap-in. maybe because the field is bad, right? And then we scored a very good goal, frankly, a good header by Bailey. I'm always say this. Bailey played well tonight, and I want to see more of this. I mean, I stop beating him play like he normally plays horrible. But we need better midfielders. I'm sorry, we need better midfielders. The soul of your team is the middle, the one that connect the base to the front. You need better midfielders. That's your connection point. That's what protect your defense. That's what starts your offense. That's what gets you up the field. That's what prevents your defense can get pressured. We need better defenders that have both defensive capability and attacking capability. And Ravel shows you has the attacking capability, and he tries on defense because he was pressing, and he looked like the fittest player on the field, at least from a Jamaica standpoint. But my two CM people say Paul Hall say doesn't need a CDM, which is nonsense. But let's just say you need CMs. My CMs aren't good enough. Sorry. I like Speedy, decent player. My CMs are. So let's say we don't play with CDMs. I never heard anybody talk about that. And people were arguing me about Jorginho being a CDM or not a CDM. And he's a box to box. I know Jorginho can't run from here to next door. I'm going to be a box to box. But the point I'm making is that you need some CMs in the middle of the park who have defensive capabilities and offensive capabilities. And we're lacking that badly. So, Paul Hall, if you're watching this, you probably don't. You need to go out in wherever you need to go to, whether it's in Jamaica in the JPL or in some place in Europe or in America. Go find us two CMs, since you don't use CDMs, because you're trying to be cute. You can't say you don't need CDM because you don't have any, and you haven't found any, so you say you don't need them. I know that's how we come up with these things nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't have any, so I don't need them. That's nonsense.
Yeah, I agree with the Cranky. I'm going to push back on Cranky a little bit though. So Cranky just told us that league, basically he says that league is destiny. You know,
What's destiny?
League is destiny, right? That I thought it was a clever coinage, Frankie. So he said basically what league they're playing and what they play week to week is gonna really determine how well they play. And I agree with you to some extent.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, may I jump off a little bit?
Right, coach. Okay. But I was gonna say quickly, Cranky, that I agree with you, that is true. But I also believe that we have seen in the past that a team can be more than the sum of its parts. Like I've seen like, you know, when Samoes was here, you know, we had like Walter Boyd, we had like Gregory Messam, and I mean they seem to me, you know, to have played well above what their league in Jamaica was at the time. And you know, again, I think that even Paul Hall and Deon Burton to some extent, because they were not English Premier League players at the time that they came, but I think they also played above their league. I think because of the coach's influence, because of practice games, because of other things, you know, a better run administration, the team turned out to be more, you know, to be bigger than the sum of its parts. And in that instance, league wasn't necessarily destiny. Now, the game is different today. I agree with you. So you have to factor that in. You know, but again, I'm trying to be optimistic. And I'm also aware that we're just not going to get all those quality players that we're asking for. You know, I've lost faith. Are we going to get what is this player that been waiting on in passport? This wonder kid, not the guy from the under 20.
Hutchinson.
No, not Hutchinson. You called his name
Gray.
earlier.
Gray. Demari.
Demari Gray. Will we ever see Demari Gray? I gotta tell you, I seriously doubt it. You know, if we make it to the Gold Cup, with this squad, will we see a lot more quality coming into the team? Again, my belief is, everybody, that until the administration is run better and the headline is not Jamaica F up again, I don't see those quality players wanting to come here. right? Because it looked unprofessional, it looked unsure, it looked disorganized, and frankly, a lot of people are just not going to come under those conditions, you know.
Yeah,
So
I mean, so Neil, I'm gonna say something, Neil. I'm gonna pull you up on this, which is exception to the norm, which is what you
right,
just mentioned. In
right,
a normal environment, league determines, ability determines how you're gonna play in a normalized environment. You're gonna have exceptions, right? So, as you're mentioning, we always go back to '98. I remember of these things, like the British always go back to the 17th century when they were dominant. I'm not going back there. My philosophy of that is, my view is, I watched the '98 team. Decent team. Simpson was the engine to me for that '98 team. People like Burton and Hall gets kudos, but it was Simpson who was probably the best player in terms of the team in totality, even though Whitmore was a skillful one. Simpson ran all day, was an engine in the middle, clean up everything, get the ball upfield with his long passes. But I won't digress. Point I'm trying to make is this, is that all things being equal, the level that you play at, because you're doing it week in, week out, the level of competition is the same. You get acclimated to that level of competition. You have to be able to compete. You have to perform at a certain level week in, week out. That's why the Premier League is so great. When you come to these environments, unless you're tired because it's a long season, you should be perform okay. But Bailey hasn't played to that level because Bailey has always been injured.
Shamar didn't play
So
that
Bailey
level.
hasn't had a chance this season to play on a continuous basis, get continuous game time, to have that continuum in terms of when he plays because he's always been injured. Maybe that's probably why his game is so inconsistent.
Yeah, keep the dream alive. But Cranky, I don't know if coach is coming back.
Same here, and I forgot my bed cousin. See, I
Right,
got
I
a
know
four
it's
church
past
tomorrow.
the bedtime. It's getting that
I'd
time for
agree.
me too. I'm surprised that my son hasn't said daddy yet, although
Yeah,
he should be in bed by now. But again, it's a point. I don't know. I'm not sure what this means for us going forward in terms of qualification. I can only imagine that. So that means that we have 4 plus 2, 6 points. So that means Mexico is now the
I
leader.
thought the first two teams who finished the top two positions, aren't they automatically through?
Right, that's what I think. So I'm saying that it still augurs good for us. We would have liked the victory, but I still think that, Suriname is solidly at the bottom now, and we should go through to the next round, or I don't know how it works, or if it means that we're qualified for the Gold Cup now.
Yeah,
Um,
I think Mexico is going to win the zone because
right. I
if
mean,
they draw two games, they're going to beat Suriname twice. So,
right.
we've
So
drawn with Suriname, which is unfortunate.
that's my expectation too. But I think that we definitely will be second. So hopefully that means that we put this chapter behind us and we have the Gold Cup to look forward to.
So before I go, Neil, I want to say this because I was reading some article today talking about Jamaica considering people who live outside Jamaica being able to vote, but they're complaining that people who live outside Jamaica were on the voting rolls, come here and then go back home to vote, and that there may be more people outside of Jamaica eligible to vote than live in Jamaica. And I found that really interesting, actually. My hope is that we stop thinking about everything about you live in some island for a long period of time, you move to some places, and then just disband you. I understand the logic, but that's
So
just me. But I think we need to work through those things and realize that the collective is stronger than when you're separate, right? If you're operate as one, if you're unified in what you're doing, and stop being parochial in your thinking, local versus whatever. And I heard they have some diaspora meeting in Jamaica that people should register for, which I'm thinking about doing. If you think about the collective as one, and you in lockstep, the way you move, the way you operate, the way you think, the way you align yourself, and try to work for the betterment of that 144 by 44, whatever it is, then that's best versus the whole divisive way of us versus them. Because I don't hear anybody complaining when we contribute to GDP, and I've always said this, so stop complaining about other things.
right.
So
I'm right there with you, Cranky. I think that I was at a birthday party on the weekend, and somebody who is born here, grown here, or whatever, asked me if I'm from the Caribbean. So I told them, yes, I'm from Jamaica. They obviously heard my accent. I've been living here for a long time. I sound Jamaican as I ever did, from when I was a kid in Jamaica. Um, you know, but the person basically, I mean, according to her, a group of people saying Jamaica is one of the seventh wonders of the world. Because on the one hand, Jamaicans are obviously very talented. They have such an outsized influence and impact on the world that you also marvel at the fact that, we struggle in our economy. We struggle with crime and corruption. So, there we are being two things at the same time, the potential for excellence um, always present, always evident, but the failure to realize that excellence in the areas where it matters is concerning. So, most of the times when we've achieved those big goals is when we look outside of ourselves and not just dwell internally. Bob said a prophet is never respected in his own yard, and Bob leave Jamaica and go out into the world. And I mean, what an impact. You see in Bolt, the track and field bringing new world standards. And even though we were doing well before that, I mean, we are out of this world. So for me, Cranky, we need to have that. We need to have the talent pour back into Jamaica. And Jamaica has to be willing to accept that talent. And those who pour the talent into Jamaica have to be humble enough to recognize the homegrown talent at the same time.
Well, no, familiarity breeds contempt, right? And that's what happens a lot of times. So people are external to you, can see your capability, can see your potential, can see your contributions, but you're sort of myopic. You can't really see it. It's not evident to you, and you take it for granted, right? So as you're saying, I think the track and field actually clouds our accomplishment, which is going to sound contradictory, because there's so much people out there doing so many different things who are doing so well, but it's not apparent because it doesn't get the same publicity as our track and field, which is on the world stage, and people are saying, how can you have such a small island and you compete at a world level? We compete at a world level in a lot of different industries, but those people don't get the notoriety that track and field does.
That's true.
Similar to the black community in general, whereby entertainers are the one getting the notoriety when they're a small segment of the population. So if you came to watch a soccer program and post game, we're now in the social issues, so you may be tuned out. But the fact of the matter is, we are very, very talented. Look, I talked to a friend of mine, she's Guyanese, we talk about this all the time, and she's always extolling the virtues of Jamaica and how we don't appreciate our talent in a number of different fields. Because I'm always telling her, oh, that person's Jamaican, that person's Jamaican. Yeah, they're great. We're great. We're great. We're great. And she get perturbed with me a lot of times. But I'm saying it's very obvious that if you have 3 billion people and you always notorious or noted, because you're notorious for some things, you're noted for other things, both good and bad, but you're in the news. And they say, no, any news is good news. Well, we're always in the news.
Always in the news.
I do think the crime is such a big detriment for us. It takes away for so much. I mean, I have people there who like they want to leave because of the crime. I have people here saying that go back because of the crime.
Yeah.
It's such a deterrent for so much that it's just sad. It's plain sad. Like if we could fix that, I think all the other ills are a number of the other. I shouldn't say all of them because I think crime is not just guns; it's also corruption. If you
Yeah.
could fix that, you'd be surprised how standard of living raised, how investment raised, standard of living raised. Be just a better place to live. But it's hard to fix that. And also a big deal. There are two things. There's crime and education because educated people don't always make a ton of bad decisions. People don't realize that. How many educated people you hear committing significant crimes? They may do corruption, they may do fraud, but they're not going to do criminal activity that's going to harm you, right? Which is what society is
Violence.
always concerned about. And
Violence. Yeah.
so education is the key. You got to educate themselves. You'd be surprised how things change when you educate yourself. So I'm going to stop preaching.
Yes.
I have to get up early tomorrow, but
All
we're glad you could tune in.
right, guys. So
Someone
I
said, "Bro,
think
not right back." No, Rembo. We don't want beat nobody this time without beating Brown. Brown tries hard. He played second half. He was much better, but we do have to improve certain positions. I hope we do.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen. I
All
just
right.
want to say thanks for bearing with me because my feed was slow. Thanks for coming on, Cranky, and rescuing me because I was stranded with the poor feed. But everybody in the everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging out. We still have a couple more seconds to get to 200 likes. We're at 197. But thank you for the 197 likes. I was hoping to get to 200. But Cranky and I are going to sign off. I don't think Coach is coming back. There will be plenty to talk about tomorrow. Right? So thanks for coming on. Big up Brain Drain, Peter Parker, Dwight. There are a couple of guys who have been with us from the beginning until now. Kyle, big up yourself. Marlon Nelson, all of you guys. Thanks for staying with us. All right. So see you again soon. Respect.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.